I have been wanting to do this for a hot minute now, but I haven't gotten around to doing it because I wanted to wait for Natlan's story to be over. I know the story is not over yet for Natlan, but the main chunk of it is pretty much done, right? For the most part. And we got the conclusion of the very important world quest at the end. I don't know exactly which region is the one I like the most. I think it's between Sumeru, Fontaine, and Natlan. But because I'm not sure, because there are multiple aspects of each of those that I think are better than one of the other two, we're going to do a somewhat objective, somewhat subjective tier list. This is gonna be fully my opinion. It's not gonna be a factual thing. It's just gonna be how I feel like, okay? And this is the tier list we're talking about. Right here. Now, what I'm going to be taking into account for this is going to be the art conquest, the world quest, the characters themselves, the environment, the exploration, so puzzles and all that stuff, and the soundtrack. These are like the major factors that I think make or break these regions for me. So we're going to go ahead and do that, starting with, of course, good old Mondstadt. The art conquest. It's been a hot minute since I did it. I started Genshin on October 30th, 2022. I liked the Monster World Quest a lot. Not World Quest, Art Conquest. I have here, so we can do a little sort of recap, I guess we can call it. These are all the cutscenes for the Art Conquest. I'm not gonna play through it all. Obviously, it's 18 minutes. But I will play, like, through some of them. Starting off with the very beginning, because this is just an iconic beginning, right? Paimon introducing us to like this whole thing, and then we see the Heavenly Sustainer right here. I think the Mondstadt Art Conquest works very well as like an introduction. Again, one of the very first cutscenes we see in Mondstadt is none other than good old Dvalin. Where is he? There he is. Hi, bud. If you know anything about me, is that I love dragons. And for little baby me trying Genshin for the first time, not knowing anything for the most part, and seeing this big, cool looking dragon in the first couple minutes of the story of the game, it's pretty cool, man, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty cool. The introduction to the city, which compared to some of the cities we have now in some of the newer and later regions, like, it's still very pretty, don't get me wrong. I love Mondstadt and I go back to it every now and then. But it's a little too simple. The one thing I will say
as he parted from the heavens that
is that it can really be summarized quite easily, being like the dragon was mean and then he was not. That's basically the whole thing. Yes, there's a whole the introduction of the Abyss Order and all that stuff. It works really well for an introduction to what Genshin is. We get introduced to all the major players. We get to see like what people with visions are like. We get to know what Archons are, what the Fatui are, what they're doing, the Abyss Order, like all the major players, which is Vision Wielders, Fatuis, and well, the Harbingers, I guess, and the Archons. We get to know them here. Without Mondstadt, we wouldn't know anything of this. I think the whole Dainsleif situation really adds a lot more onto what this is, right? Like, I do keep coming back to Mondstadt every now and then, just purely because even though I wasn't here when the game of like originally released back in 2020, what would I give Mondstadt's story overall? Dainsleif really flipped everything on its head when we saw our sister for the first time, which introduced, again, one of the key points in the entirety of Genshin. Question: do we count the Dainsleif like appendixes, I guess, to the story as part of the Art Conquest? I think we do. I think we do include it, because for Mondstadt, which is the introduction point for basically everything, no? You don't think so? I feel like it adds a lot to each, not region. Well, I guess, yeah. I guess they don't add to the region specifically, but they do add to the world overall. And yeah, that's true. Natlan doesn't have a Dane quest yet, so it wouldn't be fair. For Art Conquest, it's not super complex, it's very easy to understand, which I think it's really good for if you're just starting the game and you're already overwhelmed trying to like catch all the mechanics and how the game works and how the combat works and like all the stuff and how the gacha works and all that stuff. So I think it's good that the quest is not super complex because you're just starting out. I'll give it as a point in favor. And I don't know, it was nice, a good old time. It was a nice time doing the Mondstadt Oracle quest. I'm gonna give the Oracle quest a 6. World quest for Mondstadt. I genuinely cannot remember any world quest from Mondstadt. It could be because it's been a long time, or do they even have any like major world quests? Actually, hold on. Let's do a little bit of research before I just straight up rule it out as not having any. Oh my god, yeah. Mondstadt has just one world quest, and it's the TCG one. I'm not gonna give it just a 1 outright because I feel like that's not fair. As a TCG player enjoyer myself, I feel like it's not fair to give it a 1, but I will be giving it like a 2. I cannot believe Mondstadt has no world quest apparently. Like major world quests anyway. That is interesting to know. Now, okay, they definitely changed the lighting in this game. I do not remember this looking this way. That is kind of insane. That looks kind of gorgeous. Mondstadt characters. They're alright. Okay? Like, characters that I like from Mondstadt that I truly, like, actually really like. Razor, he was my first main. Whoa, where is he? D-Luke, my goat. I really love D-Luke. Mondstadt again. Venti, you're a sussy little guy. Don't smile at me like that. Sir, don't do that. He knows so much that he's not telling us. And I just really want to know what he's hiding. He's such an interesting character. I don't really care much for Jean. I know she may have like bigger implications lore-wise because of the whole Varka situation we just got revealed with the Moon Lord last night, by the way. Mona, I don't really care much for Mona. Is she considered Mondstadt? I think she would be, right? Probably. Yeah, she would be considered Mondstadt. I like Kaya. Kaya's cool, but for now, we really don't know too much, and he's just kind of there. This entire thing is my opinion. This is not factual. This is just my opinion on everything. And then, 4 stars wise, I don't really care for Lisa. I don't really care for Barbara or like Noelle. Sucrose, she's okay. I didn't really care for her too much either. I do like Albedo. I do really like Albedo. He is a very interesting character. Klee? No, I like Klee. Hence why I have her skin. I really like Klee, and I'm actually kind of in the process of building Klee. I need her weekly stuff still, but I do like Klee. She's just a little guy. I would say out of all the monster characters, mostly. Oh, Rosaria is also there. Am I missing any? No, it's all of them. As much as I love some of these characters, I cannot in good conscience give like a super high score here for Mondstadt. This might be a mistake. I'm realizing this now. I'm gonna get so much hate for this, aren't I? Some of these might be really hot takes, I'm realizing. Oopsies. I'm gonna give a 4 characters-wise. We might get more monster characters in the future, and this might change according to that, considering there's only 2... Well, I guess I also really like Betty. So 3 characters that I truly really like. 4 maybe. Actually, it's kind of fitting. It's 4 characters that I really like from Mondstadt, and I'm giving him a 4. It's kind of, you know what? No, that's fine. I'm happy with that. It's 4 for 4. Environment. The way this city looks from afar, it's just iconic. It's just iconic in the in Genshin in general, and maybe just in gaming in general. Like, it's very easy to recognize the city of Mondstadt, no matter what. It feels like home, you know? This might be nostalgia speaking, but it feels like home. Mondstadt feels like home. There's also Storm Terror's Lair. I remember the first time I came into this place, and I was just in awe at the music and just the environment. I remember coming in here the first time and just absolutely loving the music. I still love the music in this place so much. It's one of my favorite tracks in the game. This place is really, really pretty, even to this day. This is gonna definitely give some points to the world itself in Mondstadt. Another thing that's really gonna influence a lot is Dragon Spine. Dragonspine, it's still one of my favorite places in the game. I know people shit on it. I know some people really hate it. Oh, it got stormy all of a sudden. And they think it's really annoying because of the sheer cold mechanic. Honestly, I don't mind it. I really don't. At the beginning, maybe it was annoying. Add lower category in post. I could add it right now.
5 minutes later.
Okay, there. Lower category has been added. Okay, no, Jetty, listen. Mondstadt is a bit lacking in the character department. Yeah, it's a score. The score, I should explain this. The score ranges from 1 to 10. So this is what we're looking at right now, okay? I'll go back to the lower part of Mondstadt in a little bit, because that's gonna give it a lot of points, actually. Environment-wise, I still love Dragonspine. Mondstadt, there are some areas that are a pain to traverse. And some of Dragonspine is part of it, but you can't deny that there's some areas in Mondstadt, Starfield, yeah, exactly. Starfield is a pain to traverse. You can't deny that. Places like these, bro, like a literal dragon skeleton, Durin's skeleton to be precise, just chilling here on the side of the mountain. That's so cool. Oh, it's so hard because the areas I really like Dragonspine and Stormterror's place, I really like. But outside of those places, there's not much that stands out. I'm gonna give it a 7. Just because the two main regions that stand out to me, again, this is fully just my opinion. It's not factual. The two places that I like the most in this region, I just adore. I sometimes just come back to Dragonspine and just walk around because I love listening to the music and I like the environment. It's just pretty. And now that I remember Dragonspine is included in this, we also had the one Dragonspine world quest, I guess you could call it, where we got the nail, which actually that increases the score to world quest, because the nail quest I actually really liked. The solar thing on the island that's like off of in the distance, like fucking all the way over here, lost in the map, not even on the map. That island, that's definitely a world quest. I'm gonna bump it up to 4. There were small quests, and the Dragonspine quest, as much as I like it, it didn't really give us too much outside of the, releasing the nail, which I guess is pretty major, you know, but outside of, we didn't really get much out of it. It didn't really add much onto the world overall, which some world quests do. Exploration-wise, again, we go back, it's simple. It's not a bad simple, and in fact, I believe it's really good that the monster exploration is simple, because at this point, you're just starting to learn the game. You're struggling to try and get all the information that's being thrown at your face with all these menus and maps and quests and different types of quests and dailies and reputation and all this stuff. You have enough of that in your mind to have to worry about puzzles. That being said, the random puzzles of picking up 3 carrots in the middle of a field for a chest suck. Those are so bad. And getting Starfield Valley to 100% is such a pain in the ass. I will never shut up about it. That being said, everyone who has played Genshin will remember. Like, this is what I'm talking about, the exploration. If I didn't have Wander, I would probably be tweaking right about now. Having to climb that wall. I know there's a path, but who follows paths, really? Everyone who has played Genshin remembers this enemy. It's actually so iconic. Coming out up here for the first time, just being a little baby, like AR-15, and getting your ass beaten by this guy. It is a universal experience. Are you still shooting at me? Oh, brother. Okay. Yeah, just like, okay, look at that. Like, really? You can't look at this and not think it's beautiful. Like, Dragonspine and Mondstadt on the same picture. Puzzles, most of them are okay. There are some really bullshitty puzzles, like the 3 carrots in the ground, and I guess lighting the torches isn't even that bad, but the thing the carrots out, or blowing out a couple dandelions to get a chest, it's kind of stupid, I'm not gonna lie. I think I will give Exploration on Mondstadt a 5. It's not bad, but it's not really anything special. I think 5 is appropriate. Soundtrack. There's one song in particular. This song is one of my favorites in the entire game. I say this about a lot of songs, but can you blame me? The music in this game is just absolutely amazing. Hoyo really is a music company disguised as a video game company. It's just so good, and again, it embodies this feeling of wonder almost as you're walking through the fields of Mondstadt. It's really nostalgic, it's just really nice, and it fits the environment so well. It fits the region really well. Yeah, this is a really good song, and Mondstadt has such wonder and wonder and wonder. Okay, buddy. I'm trying to be serious here. But yeah. It's so good. And then there's one other song that I really, really love. This song tickles my brain in the best way possible. It's so good. Like the beat of the song, like the sound you're hearing right now, the little like it's called Beats of Water Drops, and it's fitting name because it sounds like water drops, and this plays usually in domains, which I'm gonna count anyway because it's Mondstadt domains, right? This song too, the one that plays during this cutscene, is really good.
What is to be sung transpired in days of yore.
I consider this song
When the
anthem of
Archon
Mondstadt.
still walked the earth. A dragon cast
It's
his curious
it
gaze
very
on the
heavily
world
relies
below,
on the
as he
Genshin
parted from
motif
the heavens
overall,
that gave his
but
birth.
I think
The
this is
dragon
just
sought
like
truth amongst
I
common
hear this
folk,
song, I think
but mortal
Mondstadt. Not even
trifles
Genshin, I
only
just think
fogged his
Mondstadt.
mind.
I'm gonna give the soundtrack of Mondstadt an 8. That's a horrible 8. You're not gonna see any low scores on the music. Like, it's not gonna go below an 8, I don't think. Just because there's just not a single song in this game deserves anything under an 8. Lore. Mondstadt lore. The lore in this region, it's still developing. The Hexen Circle. We first get a glimpse of it in Mondstadt, and the event with the witches. Up in the little floating island teapot party. Dragonspine lore with Dvalin and Durin. We got a reprise of that in Simulanka, and he might be coming back, so it's gonna be still developing. 4 years, 5 years, yeah, now 5 years after the release of the game, we continue to get new Mondstadt lore, and it's still gonna keep going. And we're gonna come back to Mondstadt, because they have hinted multiple times throughout the game that we're gonna go back to the beginning to reach the end. And that just implies so much. We got the first time we saw our sister again with the Dainslive quest. That's huge lore. She revealed to us that she wasn't captured or taken away by the Heavenly Sustainer. She is working under her own like goal with the Abyss Order, which is still something we have yet to resolve. It's still an ongoing thing. Like, there's so much going on in Mondstadt that we don't even know yet. Until we get more confirmation and more stuff we need to get through on Mondstadt lore. Because right now, most of it is just speculation. Let's just read all the books in Lisa's library. Look, that's too much. That's a lot of lore. I'll watch videos on it, though. Lore recap videos. I'm gonna give lore a 7 as well. There's some really major implications, but most of it is theories. There's nothing fully confirmed. And if it's not confirmed, then we can't really take it as a fact. Now, let's see what's the total score for Mondstadt here. I'm gonna take an average really quick. That is a 5.8 total for Mondstadt, which I think sounds fair. There's a lot of things in Mondstadt that other regions have done better. And again, apparently it's still a developing thing. So once we revisit this tier list in the future, once Genshin is done, or almost done for the most part, this might change. But for now, I'm calling it fair. 5.8, that sounds good to me. Liyue. If there's one thing I also really fondly remember, is coming down this little path, following the little quest marker, and then just seeing this place, like the plains, this marsh area with the Wangshu Inn in the background, like this mountain here over here with the place you go through to get to Liyue. And I was just in awe, bro. But that's not the category we're talking about yet. We're talking about the Archon quest. And I will say,
Whoa, look at all
Whoa, that's a low frame rate.
We gotta get up front. We can't see the
One of the very first things we see, or the very first cutscene we see in Liyue, is this cutscene. Liyue was the region that made me truly fall in love with Genshin and stick with it till the end. And that's why I'm here now. And I'll get to how and why and when it happened. I remember playing this at night, probably. And then I see this dragon just falling out of the sky and being like, oh, that just happened. Like, it's such a wild thing to come to, because we arrive at this place being like, oh yeah, we gotta meet the Archon, and we're right on time for it because he's gonna come down for this Rite of Ascension thing, and we're gonna get to talk to him. Nope, he's dead. He was killed, and we are being blamed for it. I will say though,
Can we even get
oh my god, I forgot, there's this iconic cutscene. Oh my god, I forgot about this. Do it.
Hey, buddy, hold still.
Oh no, wait, it's Ether. No, I forgot it's only with Lumine. The iconic, hey girlie, hold still. It's iconic. Oh yeah.
here?
Oh, I cannot wait to get to the soundtrack section of this region. Where is he? I forgot about this. Where's Xiao? Show me him. I love Xiao. Come on. He appears here, right? Yup, here he comes.
To the blind, everything may not be as it appears.
My goat, bro. The arc quest in Liyue is strong. For the most part. There are some rather lengthy sections of it that really feel like a chore. One of the parts that truly made me fall in love with this game and stick with it was when we were fighting Osile. I believe it's still really good. And seeing just like the enormity of this disaster, yeah, the water animation is really good. When it pans like out to show Liyue, you can see it's actually really flooded. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Hello, child.
Let's see.
Or if that's just the water physics doing their thing on their own, because that does happen.
If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue.
Which, by the way, I know the child fight is so controversial because it was impossible to do it when the game released, and then he got nerfed to hell. Okay, here.
He's already
Yeah, pay
gone.
attention to Liyue when they pan out to it. Yeah, there we go. Like, look how high the water is. But I feel like that's just the water physics doing their thing. I don't think it was like planned. But me, again, if you know me, you know I love dragons, and seeing this water serpent thing come out of the ocean for us to fight it was really good. And this fight right here is where the Wishing Ballista actually came into play. I think it was actually really useful because the Adepti were handling them. And then there's this cutscene that I absolutely adore. It's the entire sequence of us fighting up in this little part. I loved. At the time, I was struggling because my characters were not built at all. I don't think I had wandered. Like, impact frames this early on. Tiny little impact frame this early in the game. They're already like teasing us for what will become peak cutscenes over the current game.
It's working. We just
But
need
then
to
we
keep
get the
this up.
tastiest impact frame ever at the end near of this cutscene. When I played through that quest, I was using Traveler, Barbara, Razor, and Yanfei. This was my team when I played through that. This is the team I made for so long. Until I got Wanderer. And when I got Wanderer, I think Razor got benched, and I kept Lumine. And then I got Farzan, and then she like was in. I just got my current Wanderer team, except Zhongli didn't exist. It was just Yanfei. I think I kept Yanfei in there. This part of the Archon quest is what truly made me fall in love with the game. And then Xiao, my goat. There he is. I love it. It's so good. I also love the Adepti being a thing. Like the idea of these beings,
destroyed. Without its covering
these like
fire,
almost
retaliation
godly
shall be
beings
difficult.
existing and being
But the
guardians
Jade
of the
Chamber
city,
is our
or it
last
used to be
line of
guardians of the
defense.
city at some
We
point.
can't give another
I
inch,
love that
no
idea.
matter
It's
what.
really neat. I really fuck with
I
it,
have
like that sort of
another
thing.
idea.
This ending to the cutscene is so good. And then it falls down. We get a tasty impact frame that I'm waiting for. Look at that. That is early Genshin impact frame. Maybe this truly was our Genshin impact. Early impact frames. This was the prelude of everything that we see now in the current cutscenes. It's so good. I'm torn. I'm gonna say, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8. It's a horrible 8. I'm gonna give Liyue Arc Quest an 8. I don't care. I like Liyue Quest. I had a couple slow moments, but I loved it still. I also really liked replaying through it on my auto count. Caught. I don't care. I was torn between a 7 and an 8. But after rewatching that cutscene, listen, man, I'm not big enough. It'll be fine. This is my opinion. I love Liyue. The lore skippers are going to scourge you. Thank you. Yeah, I knew getting into this is gonna be probably a mistake, but I don't care. World quests. What world quests do we have in Liyue? Okay, guys, listen, man. It's fine, okay? I think it's a 7. I was torn between a 7 and an 8. What if I do like not full numbers? If I do like points, like because I think a 7.5 I can live with. Oh yeah, Chenyu Vale counts too. Okay, this is gonna help actually. No, Hawaii, it's fine. Chenyu Vale is really pretty, but I'll get to that once we get to the environment part of the thing. We're doing world quest at the moment. I actually really like the Chenyu Vale world quest. I think it was really cool. And the fact that it unlocked like an entire, like a section of the map, with the Swanee and the fish lady, I forgot her name, Fujin, was it Fujin? I think her name was Fujin. I'm gonna count for this, because these are the only 2 world quests I actually really liked and remember. The Chenyu Vale one, and the Chasm Delvers. Those 2 world quests I actually really liked. So, despite it only being 2 world quests, at least the important ones, I guess, I'm gonna give it another 7.5. I liked it. If they were voiced, but not a single world quest is voiced, it would be higher. Liyue characters. Beidou, I don't mind Beidou, but she's nothing special to me. Same with Shengqiu, I don't care for him, I just use him because he's useful. Chi-Chi, she's cute, but I don't really care too much for Chi-Chi. Keqing, whatever, again, I don't really care for Keqing. I like Child. Child is fun. Child is cool, and he has heavy implications in the overall, like, game, right? We met him in later fucking worlds, Mr. Worldwide over here. Zhongli! My god. One of my favorite characters in the entire game. Like him alone, and Xiao, another one of my favorite characters in the entire game. Both Xiao and Zhongli, I actually love so much that I'm slowly working my way towards C6 R5ing them. That's how much I like them. They're such a good character. There's so much about Zhongli we don't even know still. He has his contract with the Sarisa, which we still need to, like, find out what that's all about, right? And Xiao, like, his whole story, like, backstory and everything, how he ended up being partnered with Zhongli and the Adepti, is so good. He's just a little guy, man. I love him. Ganyu, I don't care much for Ganyu. I like her design. I remember early on when I started playing the game and I met her for the first time, I'm like, oh, you're cool. I want you. Then that kind of just faded away because I'm like, she's okay. Yanfei, again, I love Yanfei. She was in my team for so long. I remember fighting the Primo Geo Bishop to try and, like, to level her, and having to get people to help me because I couldn't defeat him. Kazuha, I'm gonna count as Inazuma, not as Liyue. Because he is an Inazuma character. He's from Inazuma. And most of his story is in Inazuma. We just meet him in Liyue, but I don't think it's fair to count him as a Liyue character. Same as why I'm not counting Child as a Shiniznaya character, even though he is technically from Shiniznaya, right? Hu Tao, I like Hu Tao. I like her character. I like her design. I like just like her overall. I just don't think I'll ever pull for her. I don't really like her playstyle much. So like that's about it. There's Shenhe too. I love Shenhe. I was really happy when I got her, and I still use her to this day with my Rio. She's really good. And I really like Shenhe. Her story quest was really fun too. Like getting to know her whole lore and backstory. Baizhu is cool. His story quest was really cool, and the song that plays during his story quest made me tear up multiple times. It's just a good time. Well, it's a depressing time, but it's a good quest, is what I mean. Yao Yao, she's cute, but that's about it, I guess. I really hate that you can't filter per region, you know? Gameng, one of the newer Liyue characters, I really like Gameng. He's fun to play, he's a fun character overall. He's cool, he's strong. Shenyun, I adore Shenyun. I am still debating on maybe C6 here eventually in the very, very far future, right? But I love Shenyun. She's so cool. She's really fun. Again, this is all subjective. It's all what I think, my opinion. But I really love Shenyun. Lanyan, the newest Liyue character. Again, I am a little biased towards animal characters, as an animal main myself. But, that being said, she's really cute. I love her design. And even though we don't know much about her, because we only met her recently, she's cool. She's kind of cool. Zhongli and Xiao themselves carry the Liyue characters for me. I think Liyue characters will be an 8. Zhongli, Xiao, and Shenyun, those 3 carry it for me. I am happy with an 8. I'm not gonna complain with an 8. Environment. Right. Liyue is very divisive when it comes to the environment. Because as pretty and as beautiful as it is, it's very vertical. And trying to climb these insanely tall cliffs, just like raw dogging it, is pretty rough. Shenyu Vale, a newer region, which I think is gonna be like strong for this, is really pretty. There's this one right here. This one, this might be a wrong tweet to do this, or to show this. Hold on. Well, yes and no, actually. This entire area right here, with this, the trees and just like floating islands and the waterfalls, it's so pretty. Having big, giant things like these in the world is so good. I love when they do this shit. It's just so sick. Like, look at it, bro. It's so big. It's so cool. I think, genuinely, the only thing that detracts from Liyue's environment is the verticality of it. Like, trying to climb, if you're over here, you want to go to the top of it, good luck. What makes it look pretty is the verticality, too, so it's a double-edged sword, I guess. Tell me that is not just gorgeous to look at. Like, I actually dare you to tell me this isn't beautiful. I believe the only thing that truly detracts from the Liyue environment is the verticality. And it is because of that verticality and how often you encounter it and how annoying it is that I'm gonna give it, excuse me, a 7.5 again. I think Liyue exploration is not terrible. It suffers a little bit from some of the bullshit puzzles that Mondstadt has. But that I can remember, there are no more random carrot fields you have to pick to earn chests. The puzzles are hard, but like not in a bad way. There's nothing really else to it. Shenyu Vale puzzles were extremely fun though. I'll say that. Shenyu Vale was really fun to explore. With the little fishies that you can shoot yourself through. Really cool mechanic. I would give it an exploration a 7. The switching characters is really annoying, but it's you know, it's not too terrible. Soundtrack of Liyue. This song. Need I say more? This song, hearing it live, almost made me cry. This song is just so iconic. It's an anthem of Genshin overall. There's also, it's not Lover's Quarrel, it's close enough, Rex, but this song is so good and so painful. I don't even remember where in the story this plays. I think in one of the story quests or something. Oh, hello, Snell. Can you not? Oh, it is when we met Xiao on the balcony. That's right. Oh, this song. I love this song. This plays for the first time, I think, on Shen Yun's domain. Or at the time, we only knew her as Cloud Retainer. When we try and go find her to talk to her, give her the news that Rex Lapis died, this is a song that plays in her domain, and I really love it. This is such an iconic battle theme. This is my favorite, like, Liyue, just overall battle theme. It's so good. Can we talk about the iconic song that is Zhongli's trailer? It, like, I cannot, in good conscience, not at least give it an honorable mention, right? Same goes for Ganyu's theme. Zhongli and Ganyu's theme, I guess also Xiao's. Those three characters, their themes, are so good. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, this is Shen Yun's theme. I'm just gonna play it all. I do not care. This song, the moment I saw Shen Yun's trailer, which I might do a trailer tier list at some point, or like find the top 5 character trailers. That sounds like fun. This song lives rent-free in my mind. It is such a good song. I don't know what it is about it. It's just so good. It's Liyue, but it's also like more modern Liyue. I don't know if that makes any sense. And I think it really fits her because she's an inventress. She creates stuff. She makes all these little mechanical gizmos. Soundtrack? 9. It's not a perfect 10, but it's really high up. It's a perfect 9. Lore. When talking about like overarching lore for the game, Mondstadt had a lot of it. Liyue, outside, well, not even. Because all the important stuff in the chasm is like underneath the chasm. I know like Zhongli's world story quests touch up on some of the history of Liyue. And Zhongli himself does some like a couple things. There's some cool lore about how Guyun's Stone Forest was like made during the war by Zhongli's raining stone spears and all that stuff. But all of it is mostly history. It's Liyue's history. It's not really lore. And even Shenyu Vale, I don't think that even gave us any new lore that I can remember. I'm gonna give it like a 3. There's really nothing in Liyue for lore. Like deep lore. Genuinely. That gives us a total of 7.1. I think that's fair. Yeah, exactly, Nova. That's why I'm giving it a 3. I'm giving it a 3 only because the Archon War lore and the history of Liyue is really interesting, and I like what it brings to the table, but outside of that, there's really nothing. I gotta start speedrunning these. I'm taking way too long. Inazuma is gonna be an interesting one. I have some things to say about Inazuma. I'm trying to judge all of these fairly, Linz, too. But again, I'm gonna keep repeating this throughout the stream and throughout the video. All of this is my opinion. If somebody disagrees, I respect your opinion, but this is how I feel about these regions, okay? I'm gonna pause the music. And we're gonna go right into it.
He was once a good friend of mine.
Oh yeah,
One day he
this
asked me
is
about a sword
this
art
really
which
was the
he had
first
heard,
time we saw
and
about
was so
Inazuma,
lucky
huh?
to
During
touch.
the before we even got to
It can
Inazuma,
only
the whole
be
Kazuha
witnessed when
thing,
divine punishment is administered.
which is
It is the
Whoa.
pinnacle of the Raiden Shogun's
it's a good
skill.
cutscene.
A s-
Let's see, what is the first thing we saw of Inazuma? Why is it a square screen? What is the resolution? Alu? What is it? Why is it so bad? Okay, well, it's fine. We'll have to work with that. It's whatever. Toma! I like Toma. We're gonna get to the characters soon. I have something to say about the characters. It's a cool little cutscene introducing us to Inazuma. Hi there. The entire first part of the Archon quest in Inazuma was so bad. I am sorry. But then we leave Rito and we go talk to Ayaka, and we're sent on this wild chase to look at the people of Inazuma and how they're living. I feel like there could have been a better way to do it outside of us walking from place to place just talking to people. Because it is after this cutscene that things start picking up and we get some really good parts. But I'm just gonna play this cutscene because I am really sad that I didn't record anything, any of my playthrough on Genshin before Fontaine Act 2. Okay, so just the entirety of Act 1 was just a nothing burger, is what I'm hearing here. Like, it's not a nothing burger, but you know what I mean. I enjoy Chris to get here. And I feel like that also really detracted to it. Having... Hold, please. The music here.
You are an exception, it appears.
Hi, Raiden. And playing through this just imposes a huge sense of fear, and truly makes you like, Raiden is the first Archon we meet that actually feels like an Archon. Like, she feels like a god, right? As she should. She is a god. And that is really, really good. And that is one of the things I really like about Inazuma. How they made their Archon actually feel Crimson Moon, actually feel like an Archon. Because Venti was just a drunk bard, Zhongli was dead, and the entire time we were with him, he's just like a silly, goofy guy, learning to live as a human. And we don't really see his like serious side until some of the story quests. This was also a really good cutscene, with everyone fighting. There's one thing that I will forever be glad that Inazuma gave us. Because outside of those stupid limited time events that if you weren't there to play them, you're boned, this is the first time we meet a very special someone. Show him to me. Oh my god, still, why? There he is.
That's it.
My boy.
Embrace the anger. Embrace
This...
the wrath.
I'm gonna pause here. When I got to this part in the game, I already had Wanderer. I knew nothing of what transpired in the game to get to that point. I didn't know he was this guy before, like before now. So when I saw him here, being evil and dressed differently and acting, like, granted, not so differently from what he was at the time, but like different, this shit blew my mind. I was like, what is happening? Why is he here? Why is he a Fatui? What does he do? Why is, like, what is life, basically? And this, ladies and gentlemen, I already like Wanderer from when I pulled it for him, not knowing anything. Just because I like his gameplay, I like his design, and I like what the little things that I knew about him just by playing him, right? But this moment right here, this cutscene,
Of the gods fills
is the
his
moment
factory, and it
that
feeds
my
on your
interest
anger.
about him was peaked. This is when things started getting really interesting for me regarding him. And if I already liked the game before, this just really solidified it. And then there's this. Hello, Senora. Wrestling the pile of ashes. Yeah.
Filthy rats!
All of you.
All of you!
And good night. Thank you, Raiden. And then this part was really good. The entire sequence of us walking out of Tenshukaku all the way until we get here and then fighting Raiden was really good. I enjoyed that a lot because it felt like we got to meet Fujisawa and then she sent us to Senora. We fight Senora, we finish that, Raiden lets us go, and then we fight Raiden again, and then yeah, Miko pops up and all that stuff happens, and then this happens too. Like, Act 3 and onwards of Inazuma is so good, but the first two acts drag it down so much, bro. I am speaking as someone who didn't have to wait patch per patch to play through Inazuma. We did a lot of just walking around doing nothing, and Inazuma is the thing. Just talking to people, and that really drags it down. The peaks in Inazuma are so high, but everything else that's not a peak, it's just whatever. Scar really takes after his mom. He's just a guy, man. What do I want to give it, though? I'll give it a 5. I'm trying to not be biased. But I think because the peaks over Inazuma are so high and the lows are so low, it just brings it up to a perfect average. I think a 5 is fair. I don't want to give it anything lower than a 5 because I don't think it deserves lower than a 5. Again, this is me speaking of someone who didn't have to wait patch per patch and was able to play the entire thing, not in one sitting, but like, you know, together, but not having to wait. Inazuma World Quests. There's a good few of them. The one thing I will say about the Inazuma World Quests, most of them anyway, is that the time block being time gated for real life days is really bad. I didn't even realize I hadn't finished the Neko is a Cat quest up until like a week and a half ago. I thought I was done. I wasn't. I had like 4 days missing that I had to do. And I had to write it down to remember that I needed to do it. I'm gonna keep the Enkanomiya quest separate. Okay? I'm gonna keep the Enkanomiya quest separate, and there's a reason for that. And I'll let you guys know the reason later. Outside of the Enkanomiya quests, I think the other, I guess 3 main ones are the Tsurumi Island, the Serai Island, and the Tatarasuna quests. I am biased. I am extremely biased for a very specific reason, right? I don't hide it. I'm honest about it. I know I am. Sakura Tree quest? That was a quest? Oh. Oh yeah! Yeah, no, that was a good quest in Narukami Island. Yeah, that was a good quest. Fatui Maiden, I don't remember that. Is that the Shrine Maiden lady? That's Daylog? That I didn't like. The fact that it's Daylog really like made me not like the quest. No, the only reason I know it's time gated is because, again, I literally did it like a week ago. I had to hop on for a week every single day to do the Godforsaken quest. It really makes it feel like a chore. Sakura Cleansing Ritual. Goated quest. I enjoyed the puzzles even, and the fact that we had to go from from one location to the next, solve the little puzzle, and then do a fight, made it feel really engaging, because there wasn't any point in time where it was just like a dialogue block, basically. Tatarasuna quest. Again, I am biased. I like the Tatarasuna quest. I absolutely hated that it was time gated, and you had to come back like day after day after day, which is a constant in Inazuma, just time gated shit. But fixing this area of the pollution from the furnace in here, I thought was cool. The lore around it was cool, and it related to this little guy right here, to his history back in the day, which immediately makes it like it more. Again, this is why I emphasize that this tier list is heavily based on my opinion and what I like and dislike. I'm trying to be objective, but there are some points in which I'm just gonna say, you know what? I'm not gonna be super objective, and I'm gonna say I like this quest because of the lore implications it had with Wander, or Scaramouche at the time, or actually not even, it would be Kabukimono at the time. This one, the one thing I really liked about clearing the storm here was like how we got all the way up there, using the little stones. Oh! Constant Thunder. That was this one. That's also wow, Inazuma really had a lot of like cool quests, huh? World quests. We might have a high score here actually. I like clearing the storm too. Clearing the storm was fun. I like clearing the storm here. Or the electro force field or whatever, and opening draining the water to open up the hole that's there. That was cool. Fighting the Thunderbird for the quest, that was cool. Fighting the Thunderbird to get right materials, less cool, but for the quest, it was pretty sick, not gonna lie. I love when the world quests lead you to a boss or open up a boss. I actually really like that. I do not mind it, like one bit. I know that Tsurumi Island quest, the fog quest, is a very divisive topic. I know a lot of people absolutely hated the fog, like clearing the fog. I did not hate it. I actually really liked this quest. I loved the Rue storyline. It was the first world quest in this game that I remember playing through, paying really close attention to it, and actually enjoying the story a lot. That being said, if it wasn't because of the horrible time-gated stuff that they make us go through, I'm gonna give the Inazuma World Quest an 8. That's a horrible 8. I loved the World Quest. If they hadn't been time-locked, that might have gone up to an 8.5. Actually, the time lock really fucks it up. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 as well. I'm also gonna turn Mondstadt's one down because I'm gonna crack down on these. I'm gonna be a little more strict in the World Quest department. I'm gonna have to be a little more strict because there is some banger World Quests later on. I think this is way more fair. Let me just recalculate the score really quick. Anyway, let's continue. Characters for Inazuma. Let's see. There are very, 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 very few characters in this game that I don't like. Extremely few. I could count it in one hand. Not even, probably. And Ayaka is one of them. I am sorry, but I don't really like Ayaka. And then we also got the What Sucks thing, right? I like Yumiya. I am thinking about pulling for Yumiya eventually. I do like Yumiya. I do like Kazuo. I like his story. It's really interesting. And I like it so much that I gave him his sword. His actual lore-accurate sword. And nobody can stop me. Because I play Fashion Impact, not Genshin Impact. I don't really care much for Sayu. Don't really care much for Kujasara. I like Raiden. But, and this is a very heavy but, I heavily do not agree with her way of doing things. She has done some really questionable shit that I do not agree with. This has nothing to do with a certain character. Absolutely not. Kokumi is okay. I like Toma. I really like Toma. Toma's really cool. He was one of the characters I really liked from Inazuma. Goro, I like Goro. He's kind of cute. We didn't really do much with him outside of what we did in the little fight we had. He has a little fish right there. I love Ito. Ito is sick. I love Yamiko. She's really interesting. She's such an interesting character. Ayato, I feel a similar way that I feel towards Ayaka. I don't hate Ayato. I dislike Ayaka. I don't dislike Ayato. He's kind of just there for me. Like, I don't really care for him a lot. Kuki, I like Kuki. She's cool. Heizo, I love Heizo. He's my goat. You and Mizuki. She's kind of cool. That's about all I can say about her. I played the story quiz. The story quiz was cool, but I don't really care much for her. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really care that much for a couple of these characters. They're kind of just there. I will say though, I think Liyue has stronger characters. Not literally stronger, but you know. Like, Inazuma has some heavy hitters, like Ito and Yamiko. But Liyue has Yelan, Xiao, Zhongli, Child, fucking Shenhe, Shenyun. Like, Liyue has some really heavy hitters when it comes to characters. I'm gonna give the Inazuma characters a 7. 7 sounds right to me. Also, I love some of the forces like Toma. I adore Toma. Environment. The fact that you're kind of locked from going between the islands if you don't have a boat is pretty annoying. I'm not gonna lie. But I don't think there is a single part of Inazuma that is not pretty. Just looking off in the distance and seeing all the other islands is really sick. Also, fuck this place in particular. Worst place in the entire game. I love being able to see other regions from afar, and being able to see the other islands from here is really sick. Now, Watatsumi. Need I say more? It is absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous place. The music in Watatsumi is also just gorgeous, and we'll get to that in a minute, but, like, look at this shot. Come on, man. You can't tell me this is just beautiful. And then I really like the other islands as well. This one looks really sick from pretty much anywhere too. To being able to see like the giant spiral of lightning. Seeing just the floating island over there surrounded by thunder like that is so cool. Yeah, and Inazuma is just gorgeous. No matter where you look at. That is gonna be a solid 8 for environment. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, no. I'm gonna give it a 9. I don't care. Inazuma is beautiful. As annoying as a traversal is, just the environment itself deserves a 9. Now exploration, which is a different thing altogether, that is where the annoying things are gonna kick in. The being locked out of the islands unless you have a boat is annoying. The constant you being stopped by barriers of lightning or like some sort of magic is annoying. The puzzles are annoying. Following these ADHD sillies is so hard trying to keep track of where the hell they're going. And if you lose it, good luck finding it with no hint whatsoever as to where they are. As much as I love the environment in Inazuma, some of these puzzles are just really not it, bro. And I think most people will agree with the puzzles in Inazuma just being just not it. I am remembering some of the horrible puzzles underneath one of the domains or whatever in Inazuma and Watatsumi. That should take me years to get through. No, I'm not doing that. Exploration, the puzzles in Inazuma, goodbye. Not even gonna argue with that. That's a 4. Exploration sucked in Inazuma. I still think Star Snatcher's Cliff in Mondstadt is more annoying to 100%, but the rest of Mondstadt is not. Now, soundtrack in Inazuma. I need to speed this up. It's taking me way too long each time, bro. The soundtrack in Inazuma, the music, like, it's so good. This song, this battle soundtrack lives rent-free in my mind. When the Genshin concert went live in what it was in 2023, I think it was, we got the live concert from Shanghai, maybe? I think it was in Shanghai. When they played the song in the concert, I was losing my mind because I adore this song. It's so good. We also have the Watatsumi soundtrack. And this one song I'm trying to find. This one. This song from Tsurumi Island, I adore. It is such a sad song, but like, it embodies so well all the stuff we had to go through in the story of Tsurumi. The time having stopped there in a way, Rue's entire situation, the song that plays during the world quest at the end with Rue when he's just singing to the Thunderbird, it's just so sad. And I'm counting that it's Tsurumi even though it didn't happen in Sarai because it's from the Rue quest in Tsurumi. It's just so good. There's not a single thing I dislike about the Inazuma soundtrack. All the music is peak, is amazing. And it all fits what's happening in the world quest and in the land perfectly. Because of that, I'm gonna give it a 10. That is the first time we got all night. I do not care. Soundtrack in Inazuma, it is a perfect 10. Lore-wise, we got a little hint about the Fatui, what they were doing with Signora and Scaramouche being there and all that stuff. We did get the origin of the delusions, which is something. Like Liyue, they gave us like nothing. What else do we get from lore in Inazuma? I guess the statue of the omnipresent god and Raiden being super linked to like the moon imagery, but these are all theories. It's nothing that's fully confirmed, right? So I don't know if I should count it as lore. I'm not counting Kanomiya yet. That's gonna come in later. I gave us history. I gave us some more history about Conria actually. That's the thing they did. It didn't give us much, but it gave us something, which is more than what we can say from Liyue. I might be forgetting stuff again because it's been a hot minute since I've seen any lore from Inazuma. But I think that's fair. It's tied with Liyue? Really? It gave me a 6.7. Why? I guess the environment being higher and the soundtrack. This is interesting. What do I do now? It's a tie within this, with Liyue, which is really surprising to me. I'm not gonna lie, because I thought I liked Liyue more than Inazuma, but shit, maybe I'm wrong. It's 6.78. What was Liyue's one? Hold on. 6.71, really? So if I round it up, Inazuma will be a 6.8. Oh, that is really interesting. I was not expecting that. That is something I was not expecting whatsoever. We are coming in to peak, because up next is Sumeru. And there's one thing I love about this game. It's Sumeru. Starting off strong, again with this iPad fucking quality or whatever. It's fine, it'll work for now. Right from the get-go. And with the music going strong. And then that's kind of a long skip, going from the us being an Ermisol to this cutscene is kind of a jump and a half. But this cutscene, oh brother, this cutscene had me screaming for joy. The music, the cutscene stuff, I'll hype them going insane. Like brother, it's so good. This song is so good too. Like there's nothing about this cutscene that doesn't suck. It's so good.
We have to cut us a Kasha connection.
My go. Like just listen to the music. Look at it. Brother. People scholar my ass. Genuinely. This cutscene. Let me go away from Inazuma because it's just lightning everywhere. Actually, I can just open the map. This works. Like, brother. Yeah, this cutscene was also really good. What led up to this cutscene? The Samsara?
I dedicate this to our god.
The Samsara is the
Dances
only
of
thing about
Ceres.
Sumeru that heavily impacts it negatively, I think. Everything else, peak. Absolute peak. Sumeru's gonna be really high in the score, I can already tell. But yeah, this song is so good. Just survive, man. It's just chill. It's so good.
I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets.
Oh, I forgot
love to
about
see Naru's
you.
dance.
Oh, dude, I remember thinking she had died. I was so sad because they showed her like this. I'm like, oh, brother, she's a ghost. She fucking died. It's over. We're so done. It's been so long, Jaddy. I'm sorry, and she's alive, so it's fine. But at the time when I played through this, I was like, oh, brother. Like I didn't cry to this, but I was really emotional at it being like, oh, she really wished she could see the dance, and she did. But even though she was like dead, but she did to see Nilou dance one last time. I know she's a TCG card. I don't use her TCG card though. And then there's this. Come on, just show him already.
And to a rather
Hi, the
spectacular
Tor.
welcome, even if I do say so myself.
Name reveal.
The outcast, expelled from the academia.
Hello, Zandik.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me
The doctor. Il Dottore. Like us living with Nihira and all that stuff. That was really cool.
must.
It's just
The
an
dendro.
elaborate tapestry of lies.
And then we got cinema!
My fury will never
Peak
be
cinema right here, bro! Yes, I'm biased. I don't
quelled. The
care.
first to betray me was a god. My creator. My mother.
When I tell you, seeing this the
Value
first
and
time,
strength above
when my
all.
brain was still
saw
reeling
no
from the whole
worth in me, I was
Inazuma situation,
discarded.
meeting him as Scaramouche, and then I saw this, I
The
was
second was a
losing
human.
my mind.
My family.
I was
My friend.
so intrigued by him. And knowing this, like knowing a
Consumed
little
by
more of his
fear.
backstory,
He saw
Peak.
me as an abomination.
peak absolute cinema. Yeah,
The third
me
was
too,
one
Jassy. I don't think I
exactly
cried, but I
like me.
definitely teared up.
A hope for the future.
Especially hearing his
fledgling
voice.
barely
Like
out
Patrick
of
did
the
such an
nest.
amazing job. Hearing his voice, you can really hear the emotion in it.
Powerless before his mortality. He broke his promise to me.
Cinema,
Humans, they can't be trusted.
peak.
And the gods fill me with
I
pure
believe
loathing.
it.
So I said good riddance. I denounce the world and laugh in its face.
Look at my goat.
My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth.
He did
I will
Patrick.
scrub away every last
8.
trace of human emotion.
Patrick had to pay bills, bro.
Then it will be empty. A blank slate.
He absolutely ate.
And ready to receive a supreme gnosis. Brimming with pure divinity.
The transition from Kunikusushi to Scaramouche. And then the laugh, the iconic laugh. Hi,
There is no need to
bud.
fear. The pain will be brief.
God, it's so cool.
Your era is coming to an end.
It's so good. And then what's the next cutscene again? Oh, this. Yeah, when Catherine gets stabbed in the back right after we come out of it. This also had me freaking out. This part right here. Because I was like, oh, are we Nahida? Like, is this Nahida? I'm like, oh yeah, this is Nahida. And then, jump scare right here. Well, not right here, but right here. Hi, bud! I really was not expecting him to see him so soon after the one cutscene, and then we see this. Come on, man. Come on, bro. This truly was the peak of Genshin back in the day. Actual peak. And then we have the whole situation in the desert and all that stuff, which was cool. We got some really heavy... Sumeru, I feel like, is the first region where we actually got a lot of world lore. Like whole world lore. We got Irminsul, we got the whole Deshret, like civilization knowledge and all that stuff like this. This entire thing, the introduction of the idea of forbidden knowledge into the game opened so many like doors for lore and theories.
Lord chose to sacrifice himself.
It's so good, and then the music just starts slowly climbing and climbing and climbing. Oh my god, yes, hold on. Gimme this cutscene. Cinema! I'm gonna keep saying cinema from now on. Nazi had to pay bills as well for this, bro. Look at him. My goat. It's such a switch from his early personality too. It's so good. Fitty Azar, bro. Absolutely fitty, this guy. There we go. It's so good. My husband is such a good actor. He is a great actor.
He has gone completely insane.
Smack down in the face. Good night. So good. So good. The smile is so good. And then we have this little cutscene with Nilou was the other reason where I started really liking Nilou. And the song here is also immaculate. I love her, like every song that plays when she's on screen. It's so good. And then the big reveal here, when they see the message from the Akasha, and then it switches.
Let's just watch for a little bit
because
more.
it was switched with the music key change right here, like doing this there, with the message changing. God, it's so good. Yeah, literally, Jetty. God, it's such a sick moment. The music kicking up as the message changes to the new one. It's so good. Just run past her, and then we get cinema part like 30 at this point of Sumeru. Hi, bud. Hello, my child. You can hear the music starting to kick in. The leitmotif slowly creeping in. Do I not have a cinema emote? Rex, can you add a cinema emote, please? It's so good.
Who would have thought the world would be so eager for my birth?
I love him so much.
I remember you, Booer, the
God of wisdom. It's so
standing
sick.
beside you, the traveler.
I can't not have a smile on my face every time I see this cutscene. It's so good. Up to cutscenes, I would agree. Like, look at this, bro. It's so cool. I love how his eyes glow when he starts using the power. It's so cool. It's such a neat little detail. But walking up to this, seeing how big he is. It's like, brother, Shoki no Kami and Prodigy, my god. And then Cinema! Oh, sorry, Cinema once again. I'm just watching the entire cutscenes. You know it's gonna be high when I'm literally watching most of these cutscenes. You don't? I thought you did. Okay, hold on, I'll add an emo. I'll add a Cinema emo. If you thought it was big before, this shit was insane. Thank you, Rix. Enjoy. And then again, Cinema part like 20. Like, there's such good cutscenes. I can't watch all of these. I genuinely can't. I'm gonna be here all night if I do. I wish if I had all the time in the world, I would rewatch these completely. But for the sake of the video, I cannot. And then we have like the second part of the fight after the Samsara is revealed right here. Also Cinema. My boy's Angie. Look at him.
Meaningless tricks won't save you.
Straight into phase 2. Not a second wasted. And he is super fast now. When he like jumps to the side here once we get to the bottom. Like right there. The impact frames. Yeah, this is just peak, bro. Guys, you want some depression? I'll give you some depression. This shit got me fucked up.
Humans. Filthy humans.
Patrick ate, bro. My god. He put his whole ussy into the acting for this scene. He always does, but this scene in particular is so good. I will rewatch this entirely though. I don't care. I hate the fucking aspect ratio is a square, but whatever. I couldn't find another video with all the cutscenes that I needed.
No! Wait! Please! Anything but the gnosis!
It's so sad. It still hurts to this day, man.
Don't even try! I'll never go back!
Got it. Hi. No, you can't be there. Yeah, he just gives up and falls. It's so sad. And then hey, if that wasn't enough depression for you,
Wisdom.
here,
Peering out to perceive
double
the
whammy
world.
for you, right?
From the earth and from the rain.
They really
we
hit you
perceive
with a
its
double
wonders
whammy. First,
until
that
we
entire
become a
sequence
white
with
bird to
Scaramouche
perch atop
falling
a
down
branch
from the
and
Meg.
finally snap off the
That
most
was just like
important leaf.
immaculate acting from Patrick. And then this.
Once upon a
Bro,
time,
when I tell
alone
you,
dreamed in this world.
after this cutscene, I could not
In
listen
my
to this
dreams,
song and not get
everybody
emotional or
would
just
also
straight up
dream
tear
after
up
they fell asleep.
for a good while. I don't know
Wild
exactly
and
how long, but it
wonderful
was
thoughts would emerge from their
from
minds.
anything from a couple weeks
Some
to a
tumbled
couple
to the
months.
ground, and others floated to the sky,
It was just so
connecting all things in
sad.
the world.
Yeah, we went from depression to peak once again. And version of Genesis, by the way, one of the sickest names for a quest ever.
Take this.
I will die on this hill. Look at my boy. Such an insane, like, quest line. It's so
Set
good.
him free.
A puppet? What's he doing here?
Hey, bud.
You're a human as far as
Hi,
I'm concerned.
bud.
Everyone's here.
Fitty.
Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
It's so sad, him getting his memories back.
This is
All the history he forgot. It's so insane.
Is he alright?
Nope. Neither will you be. Yeah, I felt so bad. He was really going through the entirety of this quest, I'm not gonna lie. The theme reprise. But it's lighter, because it's not truly him. It's so good, bro. Yeah, a part of me misses, like, innocent little Wander before he got his memories back. But I know he wouldn't be the same if he hadn't gone through this.
worthless dross.
and it's
We'll be purged.
it serves as an immaculate character arc for him.
This won't be the end.
It came full circle. In the best of ways. I know a lot of people didn't like his redemption arc. They thought it was cheap. I thought it was perfect. I loved it. I am biased though, so you know, there's that. And this was the first time in a main quest we saw anybody get their vision on screen, by the way. Actually, I think overall, because the other one person we saw, kinda, was, what's her name from the Aranara quest? The little laugh.
Die.
My goat. Holy shit, that's so good. That's the end of it. See, the fact that I just sat through the entirety of that, all the cutscenes again, I can't do this anymore, but I really need to hurry it up. The only two moments throughout the entirety of the Sumeru story that drag it down were the Samsara, which I understand why they did it the way they did it, because it makes sense and it made us feel like we really wanted out of this Samsara. We were sick and tired of just the repeat over and over and over the same thing. And that's what was happening to the characters as well. We're trying to find our way out, just like hating the fact that everything just repeating itself over and over again. But it's still, I feel like it took away from the game a little bit, I guess. But going to Aru Village and then doing this little side quest for this guy who lost his uncle, because it's somewhat related to what we were trying to figure out in the first place with the forbidden knowledge capsules. I think it dragged on a little bit too much. A little too much. That being said, I'm gonna give the Sumeru Archon quest an 8.5. That's horribly centered. Am I though? I'm biased. I don't care. Sue me! Do not care. World quests, Sumeru. We have a lot of them. The main one though, there's a couple main ones. Aranara, Golden Slumber questline, which is 3 quests, and the Perry quest. Aranara Ruined. I actually liked Aranara, and I know that's a hot take. I know enjoying and liking the Aranara questline, it's a hot take. I did not mind it one bit. Yes, it was really long. Yes, at the time, I think I was complaining about how long it was. But in retrospect, I loved it. The story with the Aranara, meeting the little cabbage creatures, of which I have one right here hanging off my mic, I really liked it. I think it's one of the better world quests in the game. Golden Slumber, peak. The first half of Golden Slumber, I will say, was really slow and not like great. But everything after we go to the pyramid and leave, and everything that follows, we go to the oasis, and then facing, what's her name? The head of the clan, the village that's in there. Yeah, Jet, one of the best NPCs in the game. Babel, yeah. Facing her for what she tried to like get rid of Jet. When I tell you, when we went to the oasis, bro, I will never forget this. I very vividly remember playing through this quest late into the night. It might have been past like 1 a.m. at that point. I was sitting in my room in the dark playing through the part of the quest that takes us to the oasis. I had heard the song that plays in the oasis before, but I had not experienced it in game. I did not know this place existed. I had heard the song before, and I liked it. But coming down here for the first time, this entire path being just in silence, and then stepping out here, just like standing here on this tree branch, looking at this, bro, and then this song starts playing, I was just in awe. I think no, complete and total awe at this. Going with Jet over there to the little tree that's on the edge on the other side. Can I step on you? I don't know. Oh, yes I can. Cool. There's a tree over here where Jet's says goodbye to her parents. Standing there, reading that little part of the quest that she was like speaking about her parents and all the stuff she wished she could have said to them and like be with them, with this song playing in the background, and sitting in my room at like 1 or 2 a.m. in the dark, I was just crying reading that. That is the first time a world quest made me cry. It was the end of this section of Golden Slumber. And then the other quest we have is a parry quest up here, which I think is also extremely, extremely good. Because not only did we change this entire section of the map from being all corrupted by the Abyss. I love when world quests change the map. We went from this entire part being corrupted by the Abyss and like all purpley and crystally to being this beautiful, just lush green and pink. And it was so, so good. I adore Sarouche. For the longest time, I had... That's not what I meant to do. For the longest time, I had little Sarouche as my profile picture in-game. Ever since this icons were released with that one update, and I don't remember where it was, I have had Sarouche as my icon. That only changed like a couple days ago. And it's only because of this. And I'll get to talk about that soon. World Quest in Sumeru, for the most part, absolute fucking peak. There were some slow parts on all of them, I'm not gonna lie. And for that, I'm giving it an 8. That is still really fucking good though. Sumeru characters. Kale. I like Kale. I don't mind her. She's cool, she's okay. She has implications with the overarching story because she was heavily involved with the Fatui and Dottore specifically. Tighnari? Love Tighnari. He's really fun to play. He's a fun character like himself. He's just like cool and like in the story when we work with him and all that stuff. I'm not gonna talk about you. I like Candace. Meeting her was, for the first time, was really cool. Sino, also like Sino a lot. The first sequence when we met him fighting Alhaitham, was not expecting that for that to be how we meet him. I don't care, that's really cool. Nilou, I like Nilou. I don't love her, but I do like Nilou. She's cute, her involvement in the story was interesting. And I don't know, I just like Nilou. I love her design, her colors, something about it just calls to me. It's really nice. I adore my little cabbage Nahida. She is one of my favorite Archons. That being said, I truly love all the Archons, so I don't think that amounts to anything, but still, I love Nahida. I like Layla. She's an EP little guy. She's cool. I really like Farzan. I didn't mind her at first, but after I did her hangout, I grew to actually kind of love her. Do I even need to say anything about this guy? I don't think I need to say anything about Wanderer. I'll hate them. Peak. Truly peak. Dia, she's cool in the story. Outside of that, she's okay, I guess. Kaveh. I love Kaveh. He is one of my favorite 4-stars that exist in this game. Sethos. I like Sethos too. He's cool. He has some cool like involvement in some of the events and quests and whatnot. He's pretty neat. He's pretty neat. I am biased towards Sumeru. There's so many. The Sumeru cast and the interactions we've had of all of them together is so special to me. And it is for that I'm gonna give the Sumeru characters just a fucking 9. It's so, so good. It is insanely good. Environment in Sumeru. For the longest time, I used to just walk through Sumeru for the funsies. The desert visuals are insane. The way it changes with the story quiz, like this part. The oasis on the other side. Like, come on. Like, it's so good. That's just the desert, by the way. The forest? There's another one right here. Port Ormuz. Peak. Party CI. Beautiful. Sumeru City. Gorgeous. Maltimia Forest. So pretty with all the blue lights and the giant mushrooms. Varanara. One of my favorite places in Sumeru. I love it. Especially when it's this in the dream. Like the dream Varanara. It's so pretty, like the purple sky, all the green plants, all the Aranara going around in their little, like, houses here. It's so pretty. It just makes me happy being in Sumeru, you know? There's not one thing I dislike about Sumeru. It has the same problem as Liyue, though, with the verticality. It's very hard when you're at the bottom, like, on some of the sections of the river, and you have to go all the way up, and there's not a single TP nearby. Like, the top of the cliff you need to go to. It gets a little annoying, I'll say that. I would say another 8. No, yeah, an 8 is fine. I feel like an 8 is appropriate. Or literally lands. Now, exploration. I actually liked the Inazuma, the Sumeru puzzles. Most of them were fun. there were some puzzles tied to smaller world quests that were really fun to get through. Granted, I did need a guide for some of them, and I guess finding all the Aranara counts as a puzzle in itself, which was a little annoying, I'll say that, because they are hiding everywhere and there's so many of them. But overall, I think I had a lot of fun with the Sumeru puzzles. In the Inazuma puzzles, I hated doing most of them because they were so difficult and so like convoluted. I don't think I ran into that issue in Sumeru, I'm not gonna lie. We don't have a map for Caves Underground until later. This is true. This is a very good point. The underground traversal in Sumeru was really rough. It still kind of is, even with the layered map. So that's some points off of it. I think because of the convoluted intricacies of... hold on. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. How it is insane how convoluted it is to navigate this area specifically. It's so hard, even with the layered map. So for that, I think exploration, I'm gonna put it down to a 7. I'm gonna say 6.5. I love exploring Sumeru, but I wanted to rip my hair out trying to navigate half the places. I'm not gonna lie. The underground and the sheer cliffs made it so annoying. Music for Sumeru? My argument for this? Need I say more? Genuine question. Do I need to say more? Like, there's not a single song in the entire... Like, this is insane banger. But there's so many songs in Sumeru that hearing them for the first time while traversing the world just caught me so off guard. And was just absolutely insane. And even some of them jump scared me. There's one particular song. This song, I think, if this is the song I think it is, this plays when you get close to the storm, I think, or no, a pep, somewhere up there, and it's a jump scare because you're just walking through the desert, peacefully minding your own business, and then you hear, just as you're walking by. The first time this happened to me, I just stopped and started looking around, expecting to see like some sort of mass destruction happening around me. Also, this counts. I'm gonna count it. I do not care. This song exists. I am also taking into account boss themes for the other soundtracks, like their weekly themes for the other regions. This song, even after Natlan, if we only take the weekly boss fight, not the Archon Quest version of the fight, I still think this song is the best weekly song in the game. The part of the Natlan weekly song that makes me just like think it's better than this is the one we get during the Archon Quest, the part 2 of it after we come back with Mebuika. But that's not in the weekly. This is. And I'm not gonna say anything else. Sumeru, 10 out of 10 for music. It's not even a question. This brings the Sumeru score to be really high. 7.21. That's not as high as I thought it would be, but I guess the exploration really knocks it down. How did I do that correct? Oh, I'm missing the lore. I'm like, why is this so low? Lore was really good in Sumeru. The Sarouge, the party quiz gave us lore for the previous, not Egeria, was it Egeria? The previous Hydro Archon, who died in the like to create the tree for them and all that stuff, along with the Rugadavara. We got the whole Deshred lore there, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna go into that. The Deshred lore and Forbidden Knowledge is everywhere at this point. We got even more lore with Irminsul and how the ley lines work and all that stuff. At least in 9, I agree. I think the lore in Sumeru, maybe not an yeah, no, that's a 9. That's definitely a 9. Never mind. Yeah, lore in Sumeru, that's 100% a 9. 8.5. That sounds about right. That sounds accurate for Sumeru. That sounds accurate. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Fontaine is gonna be an interesting one.
A magician's greatest skill is making
because we
things
start
disappear
really normal with Lainey doing his little performance, right? And everything shows just like cool little magic trick. Nope. Also, what is this audio quality? Okay, I need to find a better video. This audio quality is not it. Yeah, just a nice little magic trick. Nope. Death. And then we had to solve this case, right? And then we got this iconic scene from the trailer. Hello, Novelette.
You've got your rules.
With Shilde.
Well, I've got mine too.
It's so good. So good. It's insane. And then, of course, Pookie starts going sicko mode, and then Novelette literally stomps on him, by the way. With the organ playing in the background. So good.
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth.
It's so
the rules
good,
of the court
bro.
must be upheld.
My god. And then we have the whole Navi and Claren fight over here. And then we get Cinema Part 1 of Fontaine. My god. There he is. Look at him. This scene was so good. And now we're in territory of stuff of how I actually recorded and posted here in the channel, which is really nice. And I'm really sad that I didn't think about doing it for, at least for Sumeru, because that would have been peak. And just such an insane cutscene altogether. And then the way it ends, where is it? Here we go. The two of them.
The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
That's so good, bro. They're such badasses, the two of them. I love it. And then, here comes badass number 3. Hi, Novelette.
Wow.
Wow.
So, what's your secret, huh?
God, I love
let me
them.
guess.
It's so good.
Nah,
This was act...
Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
3...
Sounds about right.
1 and 2 were child and all that stuff. 3 and 4... No, this is Act 4. This is definitely Act 4. I remember now. Fontaine cutscenes where still are peak. I'm not even gonna lie. And the story was so good. And then we have this. When everything started going to shit. From this moment on, in the story, everything started kicking up and did not stop until the end of the Arc Quest. This is already Act 5. I think the first act of Fontaine was pretty just like okay. It was a lot of setup, which is understandable, and then Act 2 kinda like tied up that setup and wrapped it up really nicely. But it left the open door for the main story point of the entire Arc Quest. Act 3, when we first went to the Fortress of Merpeed, was again setup, so it was really slow. It was us getting acquainted with the fortress, how it worked, and trying to make clues about a child. Then Act 4 kicked in, and they just started going up and up and up and up. And then Act 5 came in the next patch, and it just exploded. Like everything was like so fast, just it kept going and going and going and going, and it did not stop. The beginning of Act 5 was a bit slow, trying to figure out how to get Farina to talk, but it was still really good. And now we come to the point. This cutscene alone was one of the times this game has made me cry the worst. It was this, and it was the bedtime story. Bedtime story is the current king of how much I've cried in this game. Bedtime story ruined me. This is slightly below bedtime story. It's still it's so hard, even, what, over a year ago this was now? Yeah, definitely over a year ago. Me, just like being so involved in the Fontaine story and loving Novelette as much as I do as a character, and Farina, how interesting she was, and then just this entire reveal of why she's doing what she's doing for Novelette and for her nation, just ruined me. And then to make matters worse, we have this, the little message, Fosler was giving to Farina this "please live happily as a human" when all she wanted to do, she had been doing for the last 400 years, was acting like a character basically on a play. And then comes cinema once again. The video quality sucks, I'm sorry, but I needed a video with all the cutscenes. This is the best I could find in a short notice. But like, man,
Judex Nuvelet,
it's so good.
hereby declare, people of Fontaine,
like,
your sins are forgiven.
Even after Natlan, I think this cutscene is easily one of the best cutscenes in the entire game. Not only for the cutscene itself, but for what it is regarding the main story and what it symbolizes, and for not just the story but the characters. This cutscene was also really good. Not you, Skirk. This with the Wengalet coming out of the ocean, and the music that plays for this, it's just so good too. It's just so good. Fontaine's Arc Conquest didn't really have many lows, and the lows that it did have were only because it was slow. It wasn't a case like Sumeru where the Samsara was slow and annoying. We just had slow moments, like in the beginning of like Act 3 was slow, and Act 1 part of it was slow as well. They're just like slow, but they're there for setup, not for the sake of being slow, you know? With that in mind, Fontaine Arc Conquest, I'm gonna give it a 9 point. Excuse me. No, you know what? I'm gonna give it a 9 as well, just a solid 9. Because the issue with Sumeru, the issue I had with Sumeru, is that it had two slow parts, one being the Samsara and one being when we go to the desert and save this one kid's uncle. But the uncle one, yes, it was slow, but it wasn't annoying, and it gave us lore. And Fontaine, like Act 1 and 3 were slow. Yes, it gave us information pertaining to the quest, but it was still slow. And especially the beginning of Meropide was just really slow. World quest for Fontaine? We had a couple. The whole Narcissic world quest was really interesting. I do remember some bits of it because it did drag out, and the way it was convoluted into like a fairy tale story type thing made it a little hard for me to really grasp, but it was good. The Melusine quest was good. I don't think it was as good as I don't think any of the Fontaine world quests were as good as any of the Sumeru ones that I mentioned before. I can mention Unfinished Comedy, the Narcissencroids, the Melusine quest. And that I'm talking just main Fontaine. I'm not talking about the Sea of Bygone Eras. That's its own separate thing. And oh, the Aranese one too. I guess the tree. Yeah, that was a fun one too with Passive. As much as I like some of these, and the way one of these quests led us to this one area, hold on. This quest gave us this area, which makes me, we still don't know where this is, by the way, but it gave us this, which is really interesting when you consider the whale and how it came and went from Fontaine, you know? It's very, very interesting. That being said, world quests, they were good. Not nearly as good as Sumeru, though. And most of them were just really slow in general. So I'm gonna give the world quest in Fontaine a 7. 7 sounds right. Characters. I love most, if not, well, not all of them, but I definitely love 99% or 90% of the Fontaine characters. Lynette, she's cool. I don't love her, but she's cool. Linny, I really like Linny. I really like Fermine. I adore Nuvolet. He is one of my favorite characters in the entire game. I adore Risley, another of my favorite characters in the entire game. Charlotte, I don't really care much for her. Farina, I love Farina. My little queen. Navia, chef's kiss. Perfect, I love Navia too. Chevy, she's cool. I like her, but I don't feel any particular way about her. Chiori, again, cool. Don't feel any particular way about her. Arlecchino, peak. Adore Arlecchino. She gave us so much lore, bro, and she is such an interesting character. Clarin, peak once again. She's really cool. Cedrine, She's my little goat. I adore Cedrine. That being said, fight me. I don't care. I love the Fontaine characters. They are peak. Arlecchino is a really unique female design. I would agree. She's just a unique character in general. She's so... Hi, Cedrine. Now, environment. I think I speak for everybody when I say that Fontaine is so pretty to look at. There's not a single area in Fontaine that is not just like beautiful to look at. You can even see the Aranese all the way over there, the tree. Like, that area is gorgeous. The upper Epiclese is just beautiful. The city is so pretty. A bitch to maneuver between all the floors, but it's really pretty. The underwater is gorgeous. You guys remember the one place with all the fish spiraling around? Beautiful, bro. Actually beautiful. It does not suffer from the same issue that Sumeru and Liyue have, which is verticality, because it's pretty flat. Fontaine is mostly flat, with the exception of like the mountains or whatever, and the research institute over there, but there's very easy ways to maneuver around the institute. Same with the city, you can just go up and down the elevator, which we don't have anywhere else. Oh yeah, we also have this entire section with the skeleton over here, which is really sick. Is it Elinas? I think that's the name of the dragon that died here and get spawned in the Melusines by accident. Yeah, no, that's really good. Environment, while it's gorgeous, I am gonna give it a... Actually, I think an 8.5 is accurate. Because all the water makes it look a little flat. And it doesn't have much altitude anyway outside of the peaks and the hills, right? Inazuma is different because it is comprised by islands. It is an island region, right? And even like that, each island has such unique looks to it that each one feels like its own different world. Here, it's all like the same type of like look. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it is a little flat. Like, look at this entire section here. It has, yes, the city and the opera house, but outside of that, it's pretty flat. This has attitude. This is an interesting like silhouette, right? It's very recognizable. But if you showed me silhouettes of the different sections of Fontaine without the buildings, it would be kind of hard to tell which island is which, or which section is which, I guess. In Inazuma, I feel like anybody that plays the game can tell you which island is which based on the silhouette, because they're so recognizable. Exploration, this is gonna be higher, I feel like, than any of these, for sure. Exploration, the puzzles were cool. The Uja and Numa mechanic, it could get a little annoying at times. But if you have characters for it, it makes it less annoying. If you have Farina, even less so, because she has both. You have to switch between her modes. But even so, they give you the thingies nearby for the Uja and Numa puzzles anyway. The underwater puzzles were cool. For the limitations they have for it being an underwater thing, I feel like they did a good job. Some of them were a little confusing, that's for sure, of the underwater ones, but anything over the water was pretty simple, it's pretty enjoyable. Some of them made you think just enough to make it challenging, but not difficult. So I think it's just really good. I think Fontaine Exploration is one of the better ones, for sure. There's one puzzle right there. Exploration, that I think would be probably an 8. Yeah, I think an 8 sounds fair, because some of the underwater stuff is a little bit awkward. But Exploration, I think it's a solid 8. Soundtrack. Now, I love the Fontaine soundtrack, don't get me wrong. There are some songs that I absolutely adore in the Fontaine soundtrack. They're all really good, but I don't think it's a 10. Yeah, they changed. This is where Yu Peng Chen stepped down. The music is really good in Fontaine, but I think it doesn't reach Sumeru type good. It's definitely not a 10. I would say the music is probably like, I would say a 9.5. It's up there, but I wouldn't call it a 10. I'll put a 9. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'll give it a 9. Lore, We got a decent chunk of lore, especially at the end of the Arkham quest, with Skirk telling us all this stuff about how the Nosies are made of the remains of the third Descender and all that stuff. We got like teases for Natlan and whatnot, but in the Abyss, kind of. There's a whole situation with like the Hill Trolls being able to turn into humans and all that stuff with Caterpillar from Unfinished Comedy, or at least like the special ones like him. He was an experiment, no, or something like that. I don't remember too much. And then the whole part of we got a decent chunk of lore of dragons in Fontaine with Nouvelet himself, and then Elenas and all that happened there. I don't think Remuria World Quest. I will get to that in a bit. You guys will see. I have a surprise. This is only main Fontaine, not Sea of Bygone Eras. Lore-wise, I think it gave us some lore, not a lot though. And what it did give us, it wasn't super impactful like the way Sumeru lore was. So I'm thinking like a 7 probably. Unless I'm forgetting something, I don't think we got a lot of lore, like huge lore for this. I could be wrong. If I'm forgetting something big, please remind me, but I don't think we got anything super big, worth of anything more than a 7. That's an 8.3, so barely under Sumeru. Just barely under Sumeru. That is kind of surprising. I thought it would be above Sumeru, I'm not gonna lie. Now, here comes something very interesting. Natlan. Natlan started off strong with the tournament. I think the tournament was a strong start, but after the tournament, it kind of started to slow down. When we went to like Molani's tribe and all that, we got a tease of the Abyss issue and all the thing that was happening there. Look at Kachina. This cutscene was really good. I'll say that with Kachina and Molani, their fight. This cutscene was really, really good because I think this is the first time we see two playable characters like fight each other. Like properly with their abilities, because we saw Saino and Haytham and Sumeru fight each other, but not like this. Here they're using like their visions and their abilities and whatnot. Haytham and Saino didn't when they fought. Were just like pure blows, you know? But yeah, we got this. She won the tournament, they went to the Night Kingdom, and then oh yeah, this happened. Hello, sir. Hello, Capitano. Hi. This was the thing. Actually, yeah, that counts. I would count that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Saino and Setos did fight in the Saino's second story quest, true. It's such a good cutscene, bro. Look at that. They really cooked with the Natlan cutscenes. Look at this. It's so good. And then after this happened, we went to the Night Kingdom to get Kachina. And then after we saved her from the Night Kingdom, stuff started to slow down again. We had the entire act with Auroron. Oh yeah, things slowed down so much. The entirety of the next act, there were no cutscenes, I don't think. Not like this anyway, because there's nothing. We jumped from this straight up to the war. It was only us trying to figure out if Auroron was like on our side or not. And that like felt really slow. I get it that it was needed for what we were doing, but it still felt really slow. Having it be the way it was, just like looking for information and walking around, talking to people, not really doing much of anything and or figuring stuff out outside of like if Auroron was good or not. It was kind of slow. It didn't really do much. And then the interlude was really disappointing. I feel the interlude would have been better off on the final act instead of us going to like Molani's tribe and having the little party. I feel like that would have been better. Or have the interlude be what it was plus the little Molani party in her tribe or whatever. That would have been way better. Excuse me, still. And then after this we have the insanity of the punch in the sky with the music going insane. This entire act, I have 0 complaints. I'm muted again. How long have I been muted? Anyway, it sucks that this song is not on the weekly fight because I think Stella muted it when she walked by. It sucks that this song is not on the weekly fight, because the fight itself is only one phase. A lot of the weeklies have 2 phases, so it was really sad when this insane fight, it was only 1 phase on the weekly. Like, the whale has 2 phases, the outside and inside phase. Pep has 2 phases as well. Arlecchino has 2 phases. Raiden has technically 1 phase, but she turns into like the big thing with the arms that I think counts as like a 0.5 of a phase, like a phase and a half. So it's like, why didn't this have 2 phases? That's my only complaint, I believe. And then we have this. Another peak moment. Overall, I really don't have complaints at all. I'm not gonna lie. Natlan was peak. Archon quest. Yes, there were slow moments. There are slow moments on every quest. But I think the slow moments in the Natlan quest are especially slow. Despite Act 4 and 5 being just absolutely the peakest of peak, bro, it's dragged down by some of the stuff in a couple of the other acts. So I'm gonna give it an 8. 8. 8. World quest. I'm not even gonna look. I do not care. Sue me. I do not care. The Saurian Companion World Quest, it is the most insane world questline in the entire goddamn game. Now, look away if you don't want any spoilers, because I'm about to get into spoiler territory for this quest. You see this? This is peak. You see this? This is also peak. This, peak. This, peak, bro. You see this? It's not loading. You see, this is not where I'm meant to be. You see this? Hello. A hollow in the heart. Thank you, by the way. You see this? Are you kidding me? Not only that, by the way, not only that, the Story and Companion World Quest give us, not only in this last patch, but in I think the first one as well. And I'm not even gonna get into Ochka Natlan, because Ochka Natlan is gorgeous, by the way. And the stuff we did in Ochka Natlan in that quest was absolutely insane. Not only did Ochka Natlan give us a lot of insane stuff happening there, we met Ochkan, the dragon version of him. This part gave us this! Like, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you seeing the volcano? Are you seeing Ochka Natlan with the Donatello and the 3 moons? Do you see the sword of Shikoatl, aka the weekly boss? Do you see the weapon of mass destruction that canonically gave us the first ending of Genshin Impact with everything being destroyed and going to shit? That is a 10, and I will not be hearing anything contradicting that. I will die on this hill. I do not care that I am only taking into account 1 world quest, because that is all that I need. I do not need any more world quests. This 1 world quest alone takes it to a 10 out of 10. Do not care. Characters. And this is gonna be an interesting one. Kachina. She's cute. The story made me really fall in love with her. I love her. Molani. I don't care much for Molani. She's kinda just there. Kinich, my goat. I love Kinich. He really became one of my favorite characters in the game. Shiloh, she's really cool. Her part in the story, cool. Her story quest or trial quest, cool. Her music, cool. Ororon. I love Ororon. He's just a silly, goofy little guy. Look at him. He's just a guy. And he's really fun to play too. I don't know, I just really like Ororon. -1 for a how. Chaska? I had my doubts about her when we first started seeing her. Like I didn't care much for her. Throughout this story, like the Archon quest and the tribal quest, I grew to like her more. I like Chaska now. Citlali, I really like Citlali. I'm gonna get her eventually, but I do like her. She's really cool. Her role in the story is interesting. Like, look at her. It's so cool. I really like a lot of these characters. Mabuika, she might be my favorite Archon. I'm not gonna lie, she might be my favorite Archon. You hate the Natlan mount mechanics? I like it. And then Yansan, we don't really know a lot about her. We know a decent bit, but not a lot. She's cool, like, she's okay. Varisa, I haven't done the story quiz, so I can speak much about her. She's cool from what I've seen. Like, she's cute. But that's about it for me. Like, she's okay. It's definitely not a 10. I wouldn't say it's a 9. But I will say it is an 8.5. I really love a lot of the Natlan characters. Environment. Need I say more? Need I say more? For the environment. Truly. Need I say more? Need I say more? Once again. I don't think I need to say anything. I know a lot of people hate Natlan. I know they do. And that's okay. You can feel any which way you want about Natlan. But the environment, for me, the colors, like, painted on the mountains and the cliffs, how colorful the buildings and everything is, how bright the lights are and the crystals and the fire, the look of the sacred flame with the blue and green, like, it's so pretty. There's a lot of other places that I have in mind, like the people of the springs from a distance. Whoa, hi Snow. It looks so pretty. The message of the night wind is gorgeous. It's beautiful to look at. This cave with the crystals is gorgeous, bro. And then the one place we go down, where is it? Here. This place where we go down to, like, what at first I thought it was gonna be like the inside of the volcano, but it's really not. It's something else entirely. No idea what it is. Hi, you're still here. Oh, this is how I go to the place. There's that area with the volcano. And then there's literal heaven. Like, brother, really? I'm sorry. It's not perfect. There are some aspects of it that are a little bit annoying to traverse. But, for the most part, bro, that is a straight 9.5 for me. Exploration. It is a little finicky with all the Saurians. It can get annoying having to switch between characters or Saurians to be able to do certain puzzles or traverse certain areas. If you have the characters that can do this stuff, it is stupidly fun to traverse Natlan and to explore it and do the puzzles. Which, by the way, the puzzles I think were fun. I don't think there were any puzzles that were difficult or anything. The mechanic of joinking like the fire fruit and shooting it at other places I thought was cool, and like, I don't know, it was fun, you know? I liked it. Outside of the bit of annoyance from having to switch from Saurian to Saurian to do certain mechanics, and running out of phlogiston quite often for some of them, I don't think it was bad at all. I enjoyed the exploration. It's not perfect, but I will give it an 8.5. I definitely liked it more than the Fontaine exploration. I will say that. Soundtrack. It is not perfect. There's some, like, nothing is perfect, right? But for the most part, a lot of the songs I really liked. And there's some songs that I genuinely desperately needed on Spotify, and I got some with the Ochka Natlan album. Where is it? Oh, you know what? I might be about to eat my own words. It might be perfect. This song from the Masters of the Nightwind, I cannot tell you what it is about it. I genuinely can't. What I can tell you is that I absolutely love it. I have listened to this song on repeat multiple times. There's just something about it. I don't know what it is. Then we have the Ochka Natlan music, which, like, which one of the, like, the insane ones? Is this the, what, is this just the regular? Yeah, this song, this is the fighting song in Ochka Natlan. It gives me Enkanomiya vibes in the best way possible. Like, it's so good. But I am looking for one of the Ochka Natlan songs specifically. This one is up there, definitely. Ochka Natlan has some of my favorite songs in the entire game. Multiple songs. And then there's one song which is not available anywhere yet. Because it's from the new area. So I'm just gonna go there. And I'm just gonna sit there for a minute. If you haven't done the world quest, well, number one, sorry, spoilies. Number two, you're about to witness peak soundtrack. This song, playing through this quest with this song, and all the insane revelations we were getting through the quest here, talking to the person we were talking to, combined with the insane vibes this song gives off of, this doesn't even feel like a Genshin song. When I was playing through this, I was sitting here at some, I'll tell you which part it is, but there's one specific part that was sitting here. I did this with Rex, and I told him, like, this feels like an Interstellar song. And that is extremely fitting. Because what happened here in this area was by itself the most earth-shaking, reality-shattering, let me do that, that was still reality-shattering, like, world mind-bending, this part of the song, world-bending pieces of lore and knowledge ever in the entirety of the game. The lore we have gotten from both just this world quest alone and the Archon quest, Mavuika punching through the sky, us fighting the embodiment of the abyss. I'm gonna scratch 2 for 1 here. Soundtrack 9.5. It's not perfect, but the 99% of it that is perfect is peak. Lore. The number of revelations we got throughout the World Quest and the Archon Quest, lore-wise, that implicate the entirety of the foundation of the game, I cannot count in one hand. That, oh my god, still, why would you do that? That is a 10. And I'm just going by the numbers here, but I believe Natlan might take the cake here. That is kind of insane, I'm not gonna lie. That is a 9.1. That is an entire number above Fontaine and like over half a point over Sumeru. That is kind of wild. Number one, I was not expecting Inazuma to beat Liyue. Genuinely. I thought Fontaine would overtake Sumeru, but I guess not. And then Natlan is just... the lore and the world and the environment. The world quest just tipped it over the edge, really. That is insane. That is a surprise and a half, I'm not gonna lie. It's a whole new day. It's a whole new week after, actually. This is not the end. This is the main region tier list that we did last week. And we finished and we figured out Natlan took the cake for me, personally, as my favorite region. But we're not finished here, because we didn't touch up on the Chasm, or like other regions that are not the main regions, like Enkanomiya as well. So we're gonna do that now, as a little extra bonus because we have these. We have the Chasm, Enkanomiya, we have Bottleland, Sea of Bygone Eras, and Simulanka. I included Bottleland and Simulanka because those are the only two summer events with like whole new areas that I have experienced. So I just went ahead and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna include this on the tier list, okay? I'm gonna include it because it kind of, like, I think it makes sense to include it, right? I need to plug in my tablet. So for World Quest and Story Quest for the Chasm, the main one that comes to mind for me right now is is it Chasm Delvers? Is that the name? After we break the seal and we go in, we travel deeper into the chasm, all the way to try to uncover the nail at the bottom. So we go, like, we start here and we go like through here, around here, like where the nail is, and then up here and then down all the way to the nail, right? Pretty sure that's it. Is there any other big world quest in the chasm? I enjoyed the Chasm Delvers a lot. Finding the nail at the bottom was kind of insane because I had no idea that shit was gonna be there. And I am also, because since it's a world quest, like story quests, Archon quests, and like interludes, whatever, like just quests in general, I am also going to include here the what's the one quest with Itsuo, Yelan, Yanfei, Xiao, all of them? Zamran has decent lore. Zamran has like a little quest involved with her. I don't remember much about it though. Perilous Trail, that was the name, yes. Perilous Trail was a good quest. There were some really slow moments in it, but the cutscene at the end, bro? Like, the cutscene at the end of Perilous Trail is one of the best cutscenes of the early game. If he had died, it would have made things... It would have made the impact a lot worse and so good, but I would have just died genuinely. But it's such a good cutscene, bro. Should have gotten Honkai Impact 3 treatment. I think someone said that when Xiao was like dying or something, they Genshin sneaked in like a part of the song or a leitmotif of a song in Honkai Impact 3 that they played when one character died. So people thought he was gonna die. This part is so sick.
As Yakshas, we must fight for this world. General Alatus, falling in.
It's so good and the music is so good. Like, bro. One thing I really love about this cutscene is that you get to see the characters using their actual abilities that you, like, have when you play as the characters. Right here, because in comes Yelan's theme.
Watch out.
Look at that. She used her E right there. Yeah, Yanfei is in this. And Zhongli appearance. It's so good.
I have guarded this place for several hundred years. Only to seek the nameless Yaksha do I request your approval.
It's so good. I haven't seen this fuck scene. I read... Jesse, I read you type fuck us and I'm like, I haven't seen this fuck scene in so long. Hold on. That's a mistake. I didn't mean to do that. I blame you, Jesse, for that. That's your fault completely. That's what I get for reading chat while I'm talking. I should not be doing that. I meant to say cutscene. I'm sorry. Again, some slow parts during this quest, but overall, it was pretty good. And the cutscene just tied it up with a really nice little bow at the end. Here's where we thought Xiao was gonna die. And the music just tells you all. It's this part of the piano that I was talking about earlier. That people thought he was gonna die. And then in comes Papa Zhongli to the rescue. No, because Xiao was the only one that could use the device. And Xiao teleported everyone out because before the traveler could do anything. And then Zhongli just standing there. Just, you know, saves the day, walks away. Giga Chad. It's mostly that quest, Chasm Lords, which I actually enjoyed a lot. And the Samurai quest, though I don't really remember much about it. But we just got Samurai update with Varisa's like tribal quest, so I'm gonna give it a solid. Ooh. I think I need to do another. Hold on, hold please. I'm gonna give it a solid 7. I think that's fine. That's fair. I think a 7's fair. The quests were good, but they were not mind-blowingly good. And Perilous Trail had some really slow parts in it, including a part where we're just waiting around. So that kind of ducks a few points off. Overall, it was pretty good though. Environment? The chasm is a bitch to navigate. I'm sorry. Like, I love the chasm, and I go there regularly to do my crystal runs, but it's a bitch and I have to navigate. Like, trying to get to certain areas, like here, I remember getting here is such a bitch to try and figure out. Maybe that's just a skill issue on my part, I don't know. And then this TP, oh, you think it's gonna be like down in the ground? Jump scare, it's up in the sky. I think. No, it's not even the one. See, I was trying to TP here, but I didn't even get the right TP. I know there's... Here we go. It's... Why... See, this is what I mean. God. Yeah. Trying to figure out your way around the chasm is kind of hellish. The environment is really pretty. It's really good, and especially the area around Samaran here. The ruins are convent ruins, which is sick. And then there's a whole celestial nail just chilling here. Like, there's a whole nail here. You can just go to it. It's so sick. I do love the chasm. It's such a nice place. It's so pretty. It's a bitch to navigate, but... I think another 7 is fair for chasm. Where's my... There it is. I'm gonna give it another 7 just because it's such a bitch to navigate. To trying to get to start, it's not everywhere though. Like, it's only certain spots when you try to find your way to them that is really hard. But outside of that, it's not really too terrible. Exploration, it's kind of a bitch because you're stuck to having to use. What did I get here? Oh my god, we got a green berry shroom from Barisa's thing. When exploring the chasm, you are really stuck to having to use this, the Lumen Stone. And the mechanics of it are cool, but it can sometimes get a little bit annoying, especially at the beginning, when you don't have all the Lumen Stone to be able to upgrade it and clear more of the areas. It's gatekeep. It's kind of gatekeep, just a tiny bit. That's the only mechanic, I think, when it comes to exploration. The puzzles weren't too bad. Yeah, the puzzles were fine. Like, it's kind of matched there with the environment there, which is just a bitch to navigate. The puzzles are fine. Exploration, I didn't really mind it. I'm gonna give it an 8. Like, it could be worse, genuinely. That's the only gimmick for the chasm that's kind of annoying, but that's not bad. I didn't mind it at all. The puzzles were fine. Using the cannons was fun to break through walls, and using the cannons to kill your friends is also fun. Soundtrack. I believe the chasm soundtrack is heavily slept on. Like, unbelievably slept on. And there is one thing that the chasm does that I think no other place...
being antagonistic. Just ignore him when he's mouthing off. Don't let him get under your skin.
Excuse me, I'm talking. There's one thing that the chasm does that I don't think any other region does. I don't think Enkanomiya does it. I don't think... no, Jaguarspine definitely doesn't do it either. Sea of Bygone doesn't do it either. I don't think any of the limited time maps did it either. It is a chasm exclusive thing. Give me a second. I'm waiting for the music, please. There we go. So you have the regular music that's playing by when you're just going around, walking, exploring, doing puzzles, whatever. And it's this, right? Any other place, when you go into combat, the regular music stops and the combat music kicks in, right?
I'm not the friend to come to for words of
Not in the chasm. This song you're hearing right now, it is a toned down version of the combat OST. And as soon as you enter combat, the music shifts into the combat OST. It doesn't stop and then start at the song, the combat song. It shifts into the combat song on the current time the song is at. So we're hearing this part of the song right now, and as soon as I approach these mages right here, it's gonna switch. Listen. It kicks in. But it's the same part of the song. You hear it? Exact same part. It just kicks into the battle OSC. Which is a banger, by the way. It's so good, right? And if I step away, it'll calm down again as soon as I'm off aggro. Hi. Leave me alone, please. And it's off. No more combat music. It is a seamless shift between regular music and the combat music. Okay, perfect. It's a different soundtrack now. Different song. I'm gonna let it play for a little bit. Now I'm gonna hit this Skeleturtle and it's gonna switch again. It gets more active. More instruments kick in. Whole different song. Same situation. Seamless shift between the combat music and just the overall music. Now I'm gonna kill him really quick. And as soon as I kill him, the music's gonna stop. Or it's not gonna stop, it's gonna switch back. Tones down. And now it's just the bass instruments. Immediate switch. This is one thing I absolutely adore about the Chasm. The music is so good, and then this little detail of the seamless switch between normal music and combat music, it's so good. It's unbelievably good. I'm gonna give this soundtrack a solid, like, where am I? 9.5. It's really good. But I say 7.8 for the Chasm. Yes, you do, Ronald. Those are the only two summer events I've been here to experience, so those are the only two that I'm including in this. If I had experienced the Golden Apple, that would have been here too, but I was not playing at the time, so I didn't get a chance to experience it. And I don't think it's fair comparison if I just include it here and go based off of videos and whatnot. I think that's just not fair for the other maps. Enkanomiya. Enkanomiya is gorgeous in my eyes. I adore how Enkanomiya looks. Where's the Enkanomiya music? Like, just look at that, bro. Come on. The Enkanomiya quests, it's mainly the one we use to unlock the portal down here, and then once we do get in here, it's the Sun Children quest, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that's the one where we have to unlock the little, not doors, but the way to the Dainichi Mikoshi. Like, there's a lot going on with the lore in Enkanomiya and the Sun Children and all that stuff. The Vishavs were a big part of it too. Yeah, we find the one guy in the library first, and then he leads us onwards to unlock to turn on the Dainichi Mikoshi to be able to turn it into nighttime and daytime. Or Evernight and... what's the name of the other one? It's Evernight and... I don't remember the name of the other one. Like, a part of me feels like the quiz was good, but I don't really remember a lot of it. Enkanomiya is very convoluted in that way, which I think docked off a few points. Oh wait! Oh my god, what's the Enjo quest? That was the thing. Oh my god, I remember now. This one. From Dusk to Dawn and Byakuyakoku. Yeah, Enjo's appearance here was what it changed everything, bro. Okay, I'm kind of remembering this now. Yeah, this is what unlocks the Visha boss. I remember now. Yeah, okay, this was a good quest. Okay, Academia has pretty solid world quests. Now that I'm looking back into it and remembering. I'm gonna give the the quests in Academia this music. I think a solid like 7.3. I think that's fair. 8 out of 10? Yeah, that's also like a fair one. The only reason I'm not giving it an 8 is because they were kind of convoluted and there's so much going on in Economia at all times. And tracking... Dude, there was this one quest, I don't even remember which one it was. There was this one quest that I tried doing for like literal months. And no matter what I tried, it wouldn't track the quest. It would just tell me like, do this, but it wouldn't tell me where to go, how to do it. It wouldn't tell me anything about it. I had to look up a tutorial at the end of the day and follow it. And even still I had troubles. Like some stuff wasn't triggering. Like it was such a nightmare. And that's the only reason I'm gonna give it a 7.3 and not like an 8. Because some quests are finicky like that, and if you don't do certain things the exact way you want you to do them, they won't trigger the quest, and it's very annoying. The environment. Need I say more? I dare anybody to look at this and tell me it's not absolutely gorgeous. The light coming from Mendai Nichimikoshi, the fog cloud looking thing all around the islands at the bottom, the fact that all of these land masses are literally just floating and everything is happening on a massive underground cave that you can see the pillar structures here. Like, come on. I got no complaints about Economia. It's absolutely fucking gorgeous. Look at that. Like, it's so pretty. I wouldn't call it monotone, I would call it monochrome. Because it's all shades of cool colors. It's a very monochromatic palette. But I really fuck with it. Just because it can get annoying to travel between islands, I'm gonna give this an 8.8. It's too gray, but it makes sense. It's underground. And you only have the one source of light that's gonna paint everything in a very monotone way. If you have like a room and you paint it under a certain color of light, all the colors are gonna be muted to a shade of that light. I'm gonna rise it up a little bit actually. I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm saying 9.2. Yeah, and everything, like the grass is so much lighter here, even though it's the same shade of blue that over on that island, for example. But it's so much lighter because it's so much closer to the light source. Again, it makes sense. I like that a lot. I have one major complaint about exploration, and it's not here. Sir, don't see me. You see these little things? You see these sigils? They are such a pain to find. Because you have to find the like 6 different kinds of sigils and then find the specific shape for each one to put it in. I still have sigils on my inventory and I don't know where they go or what to do with them. I have all of these and I do not know where they go or what to put them. I am lost. Don't get me wrong. I love Economia, but these sigils piss me off. The puzzles in Economia, fine. I don't have a problem with it. I finished my Ankyl exploration. Everything's at 100. I haven't seen any more sigils. I don't know what to do with those. Like, from what I remember, the puzzles are fine. Actually, the light switcher is really cool, but it's kind of annoying. You have to sit through the cutscene every time you switch from night to day. And then if you fuck it up, you have to... Like, okay, this is not me being like dumb, I swear. But some of the light switch puzzles where you have to switch it to nighttime or daytime to get through the barriers that are for each of the, like, one or the other. God, they're so annoying sometimes. Especially because you have to go back and forth, switching to daytime and back to nighttime, and then you go, oh no, I fucked up, so you have to go all the way back to where the nearest switch is, which sometimes isn't even that close to the puzzle. And then switch it, you go back and like, oh no, wait, I need to go pick up the other thing first. So you have to switch it up, go pick up the thing that sticks to you for the nighttime or daytime, go back, switch it to the one you need, go back, go to the barrier, and then you did the puzzle. There's so many steps to those puzzles. I like them, but god are they annoying. Just because of that, and the sigils, I'm gonna give Enka on exploration like a 6.8. It is rough. It's cool, it's fun, it's different from any of the other puzzles we've done before, which that's why I'm giving it a 6.8, not anything lower than that. I think it's a really cool idea, it's a really sick concept, but it's very annoying. And the sigils, having to go around and find the specific one you need, also very annoying. Soundtrack. The Enkanomiya soundtrack, it's not slept on. I think people recognize how good the Enkanomiya soundtrack is. Especially this one song that I'm hoping will start playing as soon as I TP here. No, this one. Yes, this song. This song is oh so good. All the Enkanomiya soundtrack is so good. I don't think there's a single song on the Enkanomiya soundtrack that I don't like. And the battle themes? Don't even get me started on the Enkanomiya battle themes. They're so good. I don't think anyone will fight me on this. I think the Enkanomiya soundtrack is a 100% 10 out of 10. I cannot draw a 0 to save my life. Good enough. I will die on this hill. I think the Enkanomiya soundtrack is a 10 out of 10. I don't care. That is an 8.3 for Enkanomiya. And I think that's fair. Bottleland. I have one, I think, of the Bottleland soundtracks here. This isn't necessarily Bottleland, but it was used a lot in Bottleland. I can't go to Bottleland, so I guess I'll just go to Sumeru. The Bottleland story was cute. It was Klee, Kaya, us, Kokumi. Was Kali there? No, Kali wasn't there. I didn't record Bottleland. I wasn't recording stuff at the time. The story was okay. Like, it was nothing. Oh yeah, Eula was there too. Right. We got a little bit of lore with the Oceanids and all that stuff that linked onto what we went through in Fontaine, which was really cool. And that's what summer events usually do. Summer events usually allude to whatever's gonna happen in the following region, which is nice. I love that. But overall, from what I remember, the story in Bottleland was us going around like getting the carnival type stuff ready and fixing the railway and all that stuff, or the little whatchamacallit? The little thing Klee has that, no, it's not the little boat thing that we get into and we go on the roller coaster type thing. I forget, it's been a couple years. There were a couple of cool moments here and there, and the cutscene at the end with what's her name turning back into an Oceanid and oh, but we're fixing the loom. Yeah, we're fixing the loom that was making everything work, because the loom stopped turning and then all the stuff stopped working. So we were trying to fix the loom by going to all the different areas and fixing something there that was correlated to the loom. And at the end, that's what fixed it. I remember now. Okay, sick. I think at most it was just like average. So I think I'm gonna go with that. I'm just gonna give it a 5. The environment in Bottleland, I remember it being really cool. The whole roller coaster thing was cool, a cool way to traverse between areas, which was sick. The loom in the middle was really pretty. And when it started turning and it lit up, was really cool. The style of the little town and everything with all the carnival type feel to it was really cool as well. But again, it wasn't anything super special. Like, it was okay. It was very Sumeru inspired, which there's nothing wrong with that. And the event took part in Sumeru-ish, kinda, in a way. So like, it makes sense. But still, like, I would give the environment maybe like a 6 at most. Exploration, the puzzles were really fun. I remember some of the puzzles with the water creatures that you need to like pop and everything. The little puzzles in the wall that you go into like a 2D mode to solve. That was really cool too. Yeah, I would give exploration, like, it was, again, nothing super special. I would give it probably like another the environment was really fun to traverse, I guess, but some steep going between the floating islands was kind of a pain. 6.2 sounds about right. I don't know, it was just good for casual players. Yeah, that's like the best way to put it. Soundtrack? I didn't fuck with it too much. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the music wasn't really to my vibe. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 songs that I really enjoyed. Like, it's good. Like, all the music is good. And Genshin in general. Like, there's not a single song that I would say is bad. But the songs we got in Bottleland were not really, like, to my taste too much. They were good, but you won't catch me listening to them often, you know? I'll let it play if I'm using this playlist and I just, like, on shuffle and it pops up, I'll let it play out. But it's not a song that it ends, I'm like, ooh, I want to listen to it again, you know? I mean, I think just the 7.5 is fair. Again, this is super subjective. This is just my opinion. That's what I think. But it's a 6.1. Where's the thing? There it is. 6.1. Not surprised there, because I definitely don't think it's better than the Chasm, just in general. I think the Chasm is better than Bottleland. I'm not gonna cap. Sea of Bygone Eras. Remuria is unfair, also why? Why is it unfair? It's so good. Sea of Bygone Eras, I will say, I'm gonna TP to the middle of it. Actually no, I'll TP to the just the top of it. The quest associated with Remuria and this entire area, the world quest, I think it was really cool. Us finding Scylla the first time just like here through the windows. Look at the bugs moving like around us. That's so cool. Like following. I forgot. Hold on. Where is he? Little buddy. Where are you? There you are. Feed. Look at him. It's us. There he is. Hi, bud. Like, it gave us this, okay? Look at him. Hi, buddy. And if we can just come back and do this whenever. I think it adds onto it. I don't know, man. Look, it's making biscuits. Following us down into the, like, through the actual structures and down into the Sea of Bygone Eras to find Scylla and then freeing him and following him around. I don't know, dude. That was a sick quest. I actually really loved it. And then the end of the quest taking us to the one, like, brother. This entire area is so beautiful. When we first got into this area, following Scylla as he broke through this passageway, basically, it was so good. I don't know, man. I don't think there were any slow moments properly in that quest. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a solid 8. I think an 8's fair for that quest. I think, well, there might have been a couple slow moments at the beginning and in the middle of it, but overall, I think an 8 is solid. Environment. My brother in Christ. Like, are you seeing this? Genuine question? Where's Scylla? Scylla? Where are you, bud? Oh, there he is. Hi! Like, the fact that he's just out here, swimming around, is so good. This place is so just gorgeous, man. And then the inside of the tower here, this place, bro? Like, are you seeing this? Look at this, bro. It's so beautiful. Like, the Sea of Bygone Eras gave us some of the most beautiful just side places in the entire game, I think. It's kind of sad how the quest around it and the area itself was not super big. So a lot of people explored it on release, and like a week later, everyone forgot about it. Because it truly is such a gorgeous place, and it deserves so much more. I think the environment's just a 10 out of 10. Well, actually, I'm gonna say 9.5, just because the moving around in water is still kind of awkward. The exploration was kind of fun. The puzzles with Scylla, like breaking through the things. And then doing the little bubble puzzles here. Wait, hold on the first section of the area here. Doing the puzzles to break Scylla free of the, like the string sword that was keeping him up here was really cool to unlock the passageway down below. The quests help a lot with exploration. And, oh yeah, that's the hole. Sorry, not up there. Nope. It wasn't up there, it's down here. That's the passage we unlocked. I don't have a single complaint with the puzzles, and Remoria, genuinely. I think it was just a fun time. It, just like Fontaine, it suffers a little bit from having to switch between what ocean creature you are. So just for that, and because it could get kind of annoying to try and target some certain things underwater. Yeah, the red light, green light with lure guys was so cute. Yeah, I 100% agree. I think exploration is probably a solid 8. It was nice. It was pretty neat. The soundtrack, bro? It might be either a 9.5 or a 10. I don't remember the battle music down here. Do I have it here somewhere? Probably. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's just the regular Fontaine battle music. I see. Also, this is a thing that's really cool. We can just go to him. Okay. Yeah, no, it's such a gorgeous place. And you can just, like, do this shit. To move quickly around it. Lore skippers. I think this is such a good mechanic, especially because this area is so open and wide. So if you want to go from one place to the other really quick without having to TP, this is like a great way to do it. Look at that. All the way from down there to up here. Easy. Yeah, I think because it's just the Fontaine battle soundtrack, is there's nothing new there. I'm gonna give it a 9.5 on soundtrack. This might be the highest one. Wow, 8.7. You know what? That's actually fair. The music is just too insane, and the area is gorgeous. And unlike in Kanomiya, where there's issues traveling between islands and trying to get to the top of one island when you're at the bottom, it's so annoying. This place doesn't really have anything of that. So I think this is kind of fair, actually, seeing that. And finally... Oh. Hi, Scylla. How are you doing? Finally. Not biased, surely. I'm gonna try not to be. But... just listen to the Simulanka music. It makes me so happy. It brings me so much joy. I'm sorry, man. I can't. See, here's the thing, right? The Simulanka story wasn't perfect by any means. There were some slow parts at the beginning. And around the time we went with Navia to the Metropole. The world quest that was there was cool with the frogs and the squirrels. But it was nothing special, okay? But outside of that, the story we got with Simulanka overall, I'm gonna give it a solid 9. Again, it's not perfect, but it's so good, and it's so special to me that I cannot in good conscience give it anything other than a 9. The environment, and this is actually a video I have up on YouTube, playing through the story. The environment was so unique. Like, I've seen bits and pieces of Golden Apple, I saw Bottle Land, and the environments, while being really pretty, especially in Golden Apple, from what I've seen, there were some areas that were absolutely gorgeous. It's just like your regular environment, right? Simulanka had a whole different style. Because an entire section of it, if not... Was it actually all of it? Hold on, I gotta go check now. Hold, please. I wanna check something. Because we have the Forest of Blessings. And it's mostly all like the origami and papery style. Which I loved. It was so unique, I adored it. Like, it's not all of it, but like there's regular trees and plants as well. But the paper trees, the paper plants, the paper animals, they're so cute. Was it the same in the Metropole though? I don't think it was it? Yeah, just regular plants. Still, Forest of Blessings, the origami aesthetic was so pretty. I loved it so much. This area, the Metropole, was cool. It was cool and all. But it was probably... Well, no, actually, I think I like this more than the Forest of Blessings, despite me loving the art style of the Forest of Blessings. Especially the top of the Metropole, this area was so pretty, and the details of the music box type notes like this, because the entire place is just a music box, and it's so pretty, right? And then we come to my favorite area of Simulanka, which was down this area, the mines with the little guys and everything. This area is my Be Right Back screen. Look, it's from that area. It's from that place. It's from there. So, the environment, again, not perfect, but I will give it a solid 8. I think Enkanomiya has prettier areas. Like I think Enkanomiya is prettier than some areas. I think Sea of Bygone areas has some areas that are way prettier. But I think an 8 is solid enough. Now, exploration. Bro, the puzzles in Simulanka were so fun. Guiding the squirrels through the hoops. Guiding the people from the Metropole, like turning time back and making them go certain paths was so fun. And the block puzzles, the Lego puzzles type thing were so cool. I think the exploration in Simulanka was just fun. There was nothing I didn't like about it. I don't know, man. It was just really fun. I'm gonna give it a 9. It wasn't hard at all to explore everything. The puzzles were fun. They were not complex at all. Finding the little Easter eggs here and there with the interacting with some of the characters, like the squirrel that you talk to and build a heart for him to propose to his girlfriend or something. And if you don't do it, then she goes away, and if you do, they end up together. It's so cute. There are some songs in Simulanka that I didn't really fuck with. Mostly some of the ones in the Forest of Blessings. They're just not my cup of tea, you know? I'm trying to see if I can find them. Like, this one was fine. This one was cutesy and whatnot. But it was a little too much for my ears. It gives me the same issue that I had with the Bottleland music. The music in the Metropole and the Forest of Blessings was okay, but the music we got on the mines, the last little area we unlocked, this song specifically. This song, after doing the Simulanka story and all that stuff, every time this song came up here or in game, I would just sit here and rethink life. For maybe like a couple days after the quest, if this song came up, I would just like start tearing up because of what it implied in the quest, like when this played in the quest. But I love this song so much. It makes me so sad, but it's like in a happy sad, you know? I don't know how to explain it. It just does. It's so good. I don't know, man. I just love it. The music in that area was so good. I think the last one's also from the next one's also from there. Like a different version of it, yeah. It's so good. It's just so good. I have no complaints at all about the music in that last area. The first two, I think, weaken it a little bit, so it's not gonna be a 10 on the soundtrack. But it is gonna be another 9, I think. See, I'm not biased because I'm saying some things are good, some things are not. But Simulanka has a very special place in my heart. That is another 8.7. It's 8.75 though. I think the other one's 8.73. Let me see. 8.75. Oh my god, it's the same. It gives me the same score. Why? Both are 8.75. Oh, brother, they're tied. Holy shit. That was unexpected. See, I'm not that biased. It tied with Sea Bagoneras. It's just that this story in Simulanka is so... I want to give it a 9.5 to the story in Simulanka, I'm not gonna lie. I really want to give it a 9.5. I'm gonna give it a 9.5. That's gonna put it on top, but not by a lot. Where's my... Hello? Okay, fuck it. It's gonna be awkward, but that's it. The tablet's not working. I don't know why. Whatever. It's fine. It's whatever. So, there we have it. That's so bad. Whatever. I'll fix it in post. I'll fix it later. I don't care. That's just for now. So that's the end. That's the end of the tier list. For extra areas, we got Simulanka and Sea Bagoneras tied, with Enkanomiya just behind them, Chasm a little further behind, and then Bottleland at the bottom. No surprise there. We got Natlan in first place, Sumeru in second, Fontaine third, surprisingly enough. Then we got Inazuma, another surprise there even for me, Liyue, and Mondstadt at the very bottom. Mondstadt lovers are gonna hate me, Inazuma haters are gonna hate me, Natlan haters are gonna destroy me, but you know what? I don't care. It's fine. This was probably not a mistake and everything is gonna be fine. I just want to clarify one last time. This is just my opinion. This is just how I feel and what I think. This is not in any way, shape, or form an objective list. This is just for me because I wasn't sure which one was my favorite region, so I thought this was gonna be a fun little thing to do. And it was fun. I discovered some things that I was not expecting, like Inazuma being above Liyue, or Sumeru being above Fontaine. But hey, shit happens, I guess. Yeah, I get cancelled, buddy. Don't say that. That scares me. Yeah, we'll see how things go. Surely everything will be fine, right? Because people can understand when someone's just giving their opinion, right? Right?